Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to Horizon's Call. I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I am very glad to be joined once again by these very lovely people you can see next to and or around me. Thank you for joining us. It's great to have you here. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If this is your, or if you are a repeat visitor, welcome back. That's great to have you. Horizon's Call is our Oceanic campaign that we've been running for 3 years now, and we are so excited to present it once again to you. I am going to go around and have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves and where you can find more of them. But before I do that, I do want to say that if you enjoy the stuff that we do here, if you like our game, like our stories, appreciate the characters that these lovely people have made, you can show a little financial support should you be willing and able, both those factors being important together, through Pally. Pally.gg is a tool that we have used where you can tip our cast and crew, and Pally does all the mathematical work, because if I could pay somebody to do math in real life, I would, but I don't have enough money, and that seems like a bad job that people wouldn't want to have. I don't know. But anyway, Pally does the work, so anything you donate, anything that you tip gets evenly distributed based on shares to these lovely folks and our cast and crew, which also are these lovely folks, because we do everything ourselves. So consider tipping, and if you do, you can also impact our game. You can give advantages, you can give crits, you can give complications like black spots.
No.
And we're looking at more. Or yes. Or yes. This is going to be a good time. So let's go ahead and go around. Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello, I am Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I am playing your amazing Star Druid, Soul Knife, Rogue Centaur, Acacia, who is ready to do some thieving stuff again. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't lose all those levels in Rogue. This is where it's going to come in.
I lost a lot, though.
That's all right. We'll fine. Druids are fine. Eva.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva. My pronouns are she, her, and I am today, as ever, playing Weenie, your sea elf, alchemical artificer, bard. Also she, her. And I am joined by my little homunculus, little Jeffrey.
Little Jeffrey, who Eva assured me in real life, by the end of this game would become fully sentient, and it's become one of my greatest fears. Yes. I will do everything within my power to see that does not happen.
I don't understand. Like, he can't be sentient. He can't take my soul if I die. Like, what can he do even?
Literally everything else.
Homunculus stuff. He has a stat block.
Wood components in him, or is he just metal?
He's got to be part wood by now.
Okay, cool. I have awakened. Let's go.
Gonna awaken like Jeffrey's calves. Moving on to Mikyl.
Oh, hi fam. I'm Mikyl, he, him pronouns. I am playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin of the homebrew Horizon's Call Oath of the Guardian. I'm going to shorten it officially.
Yeah, no, that was really good. That was good. To the point. Also, a special thank you to Mikyl, as always, for the artwork, the new artwork, which you can see on screen. Fully rendered, fully in color, full detail. Look at it. It's amazing. It's incredible. Just take it in. I will be part of our promotional stuff here soon. I just had a busy week. Last but not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. Use she, her pronouns. I play our Siren Storm Sorcerer, Scarlett Choice. Also using she, her pronouns. And I'm happy to be here today.
Great alliteration as always. I do want to say before we jump into the recap and everything else, a very special birthday to Mare. Obviously, advantage on all of your roles today, not just because you're doing the recap. And a special birthday to Alex, who was part of our Hard Mergers game and is looking to do more projects on the channel coming up soon. So keep an eye out for that. All that said, let's go ahead and do our recap here and jump back into our game. So, Mare, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
So, last session, finally ending our 4-session stop in Karina and Dahlia. We started right back up with Scarlett and Marcus going down to this creepy basement of the Raja of the Friendly Tiger, where Marcus went and participated in an illegal pit fight against one of the Raja's gladiators, a dragonborn. I think it was a red dragonborn. I don't know. Marcus didn't die and he won. So, since he won, Scarlett just made friends with the Raja, aka a Rakshasa, who she did eventually see through the illusion. And she basically asked the favor of, hey, get rid of all the Nerian influences on Karina. He said, sure, good, I can do that, easy peasy. And then he basically said, we need to leave port immediately, so because shit's about to hit the fan. We didn't stick around for that, so we don't know what actually happened. While all that was happening, Winnie, masquerading as a human named Greta, was initiated into the Hooks, a very nasty crime thieving gang. They're terrible. We all hate them. So she hung out with her new family for a little bit and then tried to get the fuck out and went to another inn to try and slip away. But in the meantime, she noticed that she was being followed. Eventually, she goes inside, drinks some stuff, and calls us for backup. We were going to make a distraction for Winnie to get out, but instead it turned into a fight on the roof, and we ended up killing the dude because it would have been really bad on multiple fronts if he did get back to talking to people. We hijacked the dude's body in the most disturbing way possible because dead bodies are objects, and I wild shaped him into my body and just kind of slurped him right up. I am never doing that again. And we brought him back to the ship and basically just looted him. Turns out he also works for the Raja, and we got rid of the evidence and we left immediately the next day. And Scarlett did get a letter at the end of right before we left saying, I think it was something about implying that we owe him. Maybe he found out about his dead person, but guess what? We didn't know he was working for the Raja, so whatever.
Nice job. Fantastic. Very well done. All right. Let's jump right back into things. So we are going to pick up. You all left the basically as soon as you could from Dahlia, and so we're going to pick up, let's say, the next day. So you have been at sea for a little over half a day at this point, and as the sun rises on your second day into what is going to be, what do we say, just about a 10-day trip. What are you all up to aboard your respective ships? What preparations would you like to make? What are you all doing during the 10-day journey to Shacklebreak? Mare, if you want to start us out, otherwise we can go around if anybody else is ready.
Yeah, so first thing first, I would just check in with everybody on our lovely little shell phones and ask if anyone had any sendings they needed to send out in the next 10 days, because I might be using a bunch of them to contact my dad, plural. But the big one is I might need multiple sendings to see what Curio has to say in terms of advice of breaking into Ogdens. So I want to make sure you have access to sendings before I utilize a bunch of them.
I don't think Winnie does. At least nothing that can't wait until after Shacklebreak. Actually, no. I think one sending, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I would like to check in with Vilkis, who we ran into at Shacklebreak, and just see if he picked up, if there's any news that he knows of. Current. I know we didn't, leave him, embedded on the island, but, yeah.
So what's your message?
Hi, Vilkis. It's me, Winnie.
I hope you're okay. Have you heard anything recent from Shacklebreak? Gonna head there soon. Hope I live. Love you, bye.
Almost. Not quite 25.
Did I go over?
A little over.
Yeah.
We can cut the
a
love
couple
you
over.
bye.
Okay. We
Some of the
missed
words we combined into one, like we do with like text messaging. It's fine.
Yeah. It's
Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, all one. Absolutely.
It just ends at love, and he's like, love sandwiches, love rutabagas, what?
What does she love? Okay. Let's see where Vilcus would be in the world right now. Yeah. Hello, Winnie. Good to hear from you. I am well, mostly. Treasure hunting near Dalakan.
Oh.
Things are imperially quiet here, but busy as always. What else would he? What I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Doing better than you at treasure hunting. I think that's 25. If I have 5 left, as always, you stink. Love.
Weenie has to like sit on her hands to stop from using another sending. Like anyone near her workshop on the Redemption is gonna just hear a lot of banging and clattering as she's like trying to distract from like. It's not worth it. It's not worth sending another sending. Other people need send. But I could just give him a little piece of my mind. That'd be... No, it's not worth it. Acacia, use your sendings before I do, please. No, wait. Acacia's on the other ship.
You have the shelf phones.
I could...
Which you have a shelf phone for.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
That was a character choice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She would eventually use the shell phone, but... It'd be very funny if she used a sending, but she's not going to.
Okay. Anybody else?
Scarlett and Proximus have any sendings to send?
Oh no, I don't think I would really send anything right now, but thank you for asking.
It's a family plan I had to make. I don't want to utilize all of them.
I
If
appreciate
people
it.
needed it.
Everybody that I care about is right here.
What Proximus said.
All right. In that case, Derek, the first message I probably do send is the one to Darius that I messaged you earlier.
Yes. Let me pull that up so that I remember exactly.
Yeah.
That was a...
But the one to Curio I send is, hey, have multiple sendings if needed. Just let me know, but I need advice and tips in breaking into Ogden's vault. Please help. Love you.
Okay. So the response you get from Darius from the thing that you sent me, which was, is it okay if I read that?
Oh yeah, you can read it out loud.
Okay, cool. You sent, hey, if I ever encounter Cyrus, do I avoid hurting or killing him for family reasons? Also, why is your family considered thief royalty? You would get just, like, I have to imagine sending is a verbal thing, right? You're hearing, it's like it's a voicemail. So
Yeah.
it's a, where did you hear that name? Where have you been? That one counts. Let's see.
I'm so glad I get to hear this in game and not in like a Discord message. It's so much better.
Don't talk to Cyrus. We can talk family later when you're home safe. Fuck.
It was so worth using a sending.
And then a little bit later, Curio gets a message. He goes, "Why is your dad so? Holy shit! What? No! Fuck! No! God! Fuck! Damn! Shit! Wait! I only have so many words left.
Oh no,
Fuck.
Dad.
Follow me. That's it."
And then over the course of the days, I will try and get as much tips and tricks. Basically reminding him every single sending I send, you have 25 words, write it down if you have to.
Okay, so Ogden's Vault is more of a dungeon. There's a quick way through, but I'm cursed and can't tell you how.
Shit.
It's part of it. Sorry. There are hints, though, and that's at least one of the messages. And the next day,
well, I have a total of five per day,
Yeah.
excluding the first day. So
okay, so I've got 125 words. Okay.
no, it's more than that because we have 10 days
Right.
times
10
5
days, 10
sendings,
days in
which is
total.
50.
Yes. 50.
And
Okay,
then
wow, damn. Okay, so
three-
he's
3 botched sendings.
not even worried about the word count then. You were going to
Okay.
get that Ogden's Vault is more of a dungeon than just like a vault door that you need to break in. It's not as simple as just lockpicking. Lockpicking is part of it, but there are monsters, there are traps, there are secrets, are little bits of treasure hidden here and there to distract and to think that you've gotten to the end. As soon as you think you're at the end, you need to take one step further. There's a shortcut, but he can't tell you the shortcut because he's been cursed. Ogden will probably be at the deepest part. Hopefully the Empire has not set all the traps properly, but there are monsters, there's standard traps, there's magical traps. Ogden hired a lot of badass people to put this thing together, and it's only because he knew what to do that Curio was able to bypass all of it.
How long would it take to get there the long way? Because it sounds like we might have to go the long way. What's the max amount of time it would take to get from start to finish? Overnight?
Max amount of time is however long it takes. It's a dungeon. So you could be, most people are there forever. No one's ever really made, even he has not made it fully through the dungeon. But he backtracked his way, and he does let you know that he tried to embed in the stone when possible little hints that are just subtly there in Thieves' Cant that you can look out for, and with your passive perception might be able to pick up on when you are in different rooms. It's not every room, but he has tried to leave hints.
Okay. I will relay all this information to everybody after I get all the information, but I would let you know I'm spending several days getting this information from Dad.
Got it.
But I would tell everybody, we need to go in prepared for a long haul. We need rations, we need water, we need to be careful, traps, things like that. So we need to use these days preparing basically.
Can I say, Derek, when we were on, while we've been sailing, I have been working with Dominera and with the blindfolding. How do I want to say this? Training the troops to work with the blindfolds on, so we're just
blind fighting.
Yeah, blind fight. There you go.
Sure.
I love it. Yeah. So that we can. That's what we've been working on together, Dominaire and I.
Cool. Okay. Go ahead and roll. What do you want to call this? We could call it athletics. We could also just call this. This is where I always wish I just had a character sheet in front of me so I could remember all the fucking skills. It's not history. It's almost like combat, right? But combat's not exactly its own separate skill.
There used to be this one called tactics.
Tactics,
And
right?
Right. Yeah. I think that was 3.5. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, whatever you.
Yeah, because you're teaching something. So if you want to do athletics, otherwise we could make this like a wisdom-based role, because you're also
Okay.
trying to teach, like, you're trying to teach perception essentially.
Right.
So we could call this even a perception role if you wanted to. I'm gonna take one look at something, but yeah, if either of those hit you, if not, you're welcome to suggest something as well.
How about I do an athletics and perception?
It's fine.
So that's a natural 20 on athletics, which is a 29. And then perception is 17.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's
Get that
probably...
one nat 20 out of the way so that I can bail on everything else.
Absolutely. So, I think that's the only thing that would make sense. So yeah, I think that works. Okay. With that, I'm going to say that those are both incredibly successful roles. Dominera and you both working together on that. If you are able to be successful in, let's say, 5 sessions totally, so if you were to do this every single day, I would feel comfortable giving you, Dominera, and essentially the crew blind fighting, which I think is a type of fighting ability. It's something along those lines now.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
if you're doing that every day, if you want to make rolls for all 5 days, as long as we are going above 15 for both of those rolls, those are successes.
Okay. I will do a couple more rolls and I will put them in chat so that
Cool.
you can move on.
Anything for anyone else?
Yes.
I haven't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just rolled another nat 20.
Hell yeah!
Get him out of the way now.
What?
Weenie would like to be working on the eye,
Yes.
because I don't believe I've finished that up.
Sure. To that point, my thought with the eye, because we were suggesting the crystal ball of true seeing.
Oh yeah.
Depending on your role, I think 120 feet of true sight is maybe a bit much, but I am willing to do up to 30 feet, depending on Winnie's artificer roll. So if you hit really high, it's going to be 30 feet. If you get a little bit lower, it's going to be reduced to potentially 5, 10, 15, 20, that sort of thing.
And we're using one of the cores for this, right? They
Well,
have
the
a
arcane
name.
cores.
Arcane cores.
Mhm.
Okay.
If that's what you want to use, yeah, it would work for that. You're basically instilling in the arcane energy to this core and harnessing it for a very specific purpose.
Which I'm happy to do, Proximus / Mikyl, if that's still what you would like it to be infused by.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get help by with little Jeffrey assisting me?
How
He
was little
holds it
Jeffrey assisting?
steady.
Okay. Then I will give you advantage on your roll.
Thank you. But like also like I think being a essentially a shielded shark source, like I can remove the bag of holding and like use him as kind of like a safe little spot.
Sure.
Maybe the eye isn't that big, right?
It's the size of an eye.
Yeah, so obviously using alchemist supplies. What would you like me to roll?
Well, it's going to be a let's see, this would probably be
Straight with proficiency?
so this is probably going to be an intelligence roll, probably an
Arcanus?
arcana roll. This would be an arcana roll. with your, I guess you would add your proficiency bonus again if you're already proficient in Arcana.
Yes.
Okay, so you would add your proficiency bonus a second time. So you would roll an Arcana roll, and then the tool proficiency would give you that proficiency bonus.
I gotcha. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Rolled double 18s.
Okay.
Dang.
Plus 16. Are you gonna make me do the math?
Sorry, I thought you were going to say it. 34.
Thank you. That is a 34 total.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, Proximus will have 30 feet of true sight out of one eye.
That's so cool.
I was really worried I was gonna biff that.
That is so cool.
Really glad to get those nice rolls out of the way. But also thank you for letting me use Arcana. I don't know what else it would be, but and depending on how long, obviously Winnie is going to dedicate a lot of time to that, making sure it is done right and accurate. And we'll give it to Proximus as soon as it is ready. I am really sorry, but Winnie is probably going to try and track you down on the ship. If you're in your room, it's going to be one of those things where like she knocks and then just opens the door because she's really excited. And just like, I made you this.
Oh, you see Proximus like probably trying to clean his armor, so he's just like in regular clothes, like oiling up, scuffing out, trying to get the scuffs out. Hi, Winnie.
Hi, you're probably gonna want Constance to put this in because I work with things, not people, and I'm not really good with like the squishy bits. But you wanted a fancy eye, and I'm gonna be real honest, like it's really hard for me to test. But you should be able to like pop this in, probably real carefully. Like I said, again, I don't recommend doing it by yourself. A trained medical professional is probably best. I mean, I'm happy to give it a shot if you want. Like, I am curious about like how these things work. I just don't recommend it.
Do you want to go ask her to set up an appointment now? And you wanted my injured eye, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
Fair trade.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you need to like mechanically attune to it or something. Like maybe it's good to go straight out of the box. I don't know. This is all new to me. But
interesting. Yes, what does it do specifically?
Well, it lets
and then
you see
as we're
real
walking
good.
down there.
Yeah. Yeah, walk and talk. It lets you see things from that eye again, but in like kind of a like an extra way. Like it's your old eye, but better and not involving any eye parts at all.
I'm interested to see what this does.
Me too.
As we walk into the infirmary.
Hey, Constance.
Hello.
Do you have anything going on right now? Or is there something that we can
Here,
talk
can
to
you
you
fix
about?
This? Can you put this in his eye?
And
His
then
other-
this is the first time he's actually like opened the eye since it's been marked and closed, and he just slides it open like, this is, can you replace this one?
Oh no.
I can smell that from over here. Yes,
I never thought
I
of the smell.
Don't.
in the
Oh.
salt water and everything. Proximus dove in the ocean that last episode
Is it
with
saline?
an open eye wound.
Well, it's probably healed by now. This happened back when we were on. No.
Yeah, but your eyelid doesn't heal closed. You know what I mean? It's like you can close your eye, but like salt water
The
still
eye.
getting.
Well,
Yeah.
but, like, there
Oh.
was probably some like fantasy super glue or something. It's probably fine.
Yeah, sovereign glue. That is a thing. No, that's literally what
Anyway.
it's called. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's called sovereign glue.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
I'll take
Okay.
Said
it.
I could
I'll take it.
watch.
All right. Yes, I suppose that I can put things in your eye. I'm used to taking things out of people's eye holes, but
Well, that is actually part of it. I wanted to take this one out and give it to Winnie.
Oh, I've got to scoop out the. Yes. Okay. Sure. Let me get my eye scooper.
Scoop. I don't
And she comes back just like a rusty spoon. I'm just kidding. Throws it away. Gets a very medical looking like ice cream scooper out.
Those are equivalent in size, sure.
Lay down.
Okay.
Do you want to hold my
Alright.
hand, Proximus? I don't know if this will hurt or if it's scary, but I'd be pretty scared if something like that came towards my. Well, you probably can't see it because you don't. Well, okay.
Out of
Yeah.
character,
If
I
you
would
need
like.
me.
Out of character, would like a not a descriptive description of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah.
Same.
Yes.
For the non-gross realistic side, she does use a hand to cover your good eye, because that's what you're supposed to do with eye wounds, and then so that way they don't move because
Right.
your eyes move together, and then she opens, scoops. I will need a Constitution saving throw from Proximus.
And he passes out.
I mean, yeah,
It's 15, which is not bad, but I rolled a 7. I just have
okay.
a good con. Save.
15 enough to like it hurts. This definitely hurts. Like there are nerves involved. It's rough, but you power through, squeezing Winnie's hand, and in a few moments the excise is over, and the insert begins, and it's more of it's less more of a plop, just to kind of get your new eye. It feels less invasive as it just goes right into place. And magically, like there's kind of a balm that comes about it. It doesn't feel alien. It doesn't feel like your body rejects it in any way. It feels like it has just occupied that space as it always has. And as her hand moves away from your good eye and you begin to adjust, I'm gonna say it's probably a little odd at first looking around, because it's like looking through half of 3D glasses. Like you almost kind of blink asynchronously to take in the world around you, because your eyes are asynchronous. Now you can see the normal thing, the normal material plane, as most humanoids can, through one eye, and then through the other you can see into the ethereal. You can see partially through walls. You can see the spirit of those around you. You can see the aura that exists around Winnie and around Constance.
This is the most extraordinary eye that I have ever seen out of. Well, you get what I mean. Okay, so I can see out all of the time without a charge.
It is
Blind sight.
as I understand it, it is true sight. For let's see, first of all, true seeing, true sight with a radius of 30 feet, and then you can also, while I'm not gonna make you touch your eye, if you are able to put your fingers to your temple, you can cast the scrying spell with the DC 17 with it, and that is a one. I'm gonna say that's a once per day.
Right.
But otherwise, you get true sight.
This is amazing, Winnie. Thank you so
And I'm gonna
much.
let you describe what the eye itself looks like, because it's your eye. I followed some like old diagrams and stuff, and then I just kind of squidged stuff around. So hopefully you don't get anything too weird. But you know, maybe test it out a little carefully, like when you've got time, you know. Like when it's like safe and stuff to just like
Right.
get used to it.
I look at Winnie and I can see like the astral plane, right? So like
the ethereal plane.
I can see like glowing around. Everyone has an aura. What color is Winnie's aura?
Oh no, the moment of truth.
Yeah.
Winnie did not think this through. Does little Jeffrey have an aura?
Oh.
The real moment of truth.
Yeah.
It's just a
blank.
void.
Yeah.
Well, so little Jeffrey actually has parts of him that prevent him from being an aspect of the ethereal plane. He has bits of gold and lead and dense metals like adamantium, which will actually block you being able to see into the ethereal plane.
Interesting.
Because
wow.
yeah, the ethereal plane is like the plane of like souls and kind of ghosts, and it's not necessarily like the astral plane is where like your spirit can travel freely, like when you astral project. It's like the next one over. The ethereal plane is like the plane that ghosts branch through when they come to our realm. It's the plane you travel through to get to places like the Shadowfell. So there's like, it's very misty, it's very foggy, it's a place of monsters and spirits, and yeah.
So we'll find out on the next beach episode when little Jeffrey's in his little bathing suit. I can wait.
Oh goodness. I imagine that it is the same basic color of Proximus's eye, like because he's got a darker eyeball, and then the iris is like gold, but I feel like it's like a purple, because that's his favorite color, in a spiral pattern. And of course now I have to draw it, so here we go.
Meep.
With like a pearlescent. Yeah.
Assuming Proximus is okay with it, like Winnie would absolutely like she's being pretty upbeat and everything, but this is another major surgery type thing. So she's gonna just like hang out and make sure that there's no like sparks or like weird
Catches on fire.
Yeah, like it doesn't turn you into like Mecha Proximus or something.
I think I am going to keep my eye closed for now until I get used to it.
That makes sense.
So I am going to tell you, Proximus, that because you can see into the ethereal plane, when you keep your eye closed, you can still see somewhat the things around you in the ethereal plane.
So it doesn't matter.
Adamantine.
That's
patch.
cool.
It's going to be hard to sleep sometimes. It's going to be hard getting used to.
Yeah,
Would
like
that work?
I could definitely put a patch on it so nobody else can see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could still see just fine. That's
It's
It's
like
I mean,
Cyclops.
well, that's a big thing that pirates did, was the eye patch wasn't always to block, an eye wound. It was to accommodate for being below decks where it was dark, so that you had one eye that was used to being in the dark and one eye that was used to being on the top deck where it was light, which is almost exactly what Proximus is doing now, is seeing in two different forms of light.
Oh gosh.
This was much cooler than I originally anticipated. I just needed Proximus to take a sacrifice, and here we are making really cool things that make
So good.
sense.
So to
Love
give an
working
idea
with you guys.
of the ethereal plane, this is the ethereal plane is a misty fog-bound dimension. Its shores, called the border ethereal, overlap the material plane and the inner plane, so that every location on those planes has a corresponding location on the ethereal plane. Visibility in the border ethereal is limited to 60 feet. The plane's depths comprise a region of swirling mist and fog called the deep ethereal, where visibility is limited to 30 feet. You can use spells like etherealness or plane shift to go there, or teleportation circles. But from the border ethereal, a traveler can see into whatever plane it overlaps, but the plane appears muted and indistinct, its colors blurring into each other and its edges turning fuzzy like frosted glass. Sorry. Excuse me.
Wow.
Normally, creatures in the border ethereal can't attack creatures in the overlapping plane. Vice versa. Traveler in the ethereal plane is invisible and utterly silent to someone on the overlap plane. And solid objects in the overlap plane don't hamper the movement of the creature in the border ethereal. So there might be times when Proximus might see something that isn't actually there, or someone who isn't actually there, or has been there before. You can also see invisible creatures with this, and you can see through illusions with this. To a certain point, depending on the DC.
Wow. This is so cool. Yeah. Thank you, Derek.
Yeah. Anything else?
And thank you, Winnie. Thank you, Eva.
Yeah. Thank you all for trusting Winnie with something interesting and elaborate and
So cool.
yeah.
Goopy.
That's some real artificer shit.
Hell yeah. The only other thing Winnie would do is work on her dwarven and elder if Scarlett is up for elder.
Ooh, good point on the elder. Does Scarlett have anything to do in the downtime?
Okay, unmute, please, Mike. General captain things. Probably just about it.
I did have one more thing. I would also pitch to the group. I would probably contact the group after I've talked to Curio. You three have met Ogden, right?
Yes.
Yes, I remember him not being very nice to us, and then insulting everyone and Eula, and then I ate some grapes. Not the right way.
What?
That's true. That did happen.
Long
We hadn't
story.
had grapes before.
I
Okay.
feel like I would have to show you, but I
I-
don't
I
want to ever do it again.
I think I'm okay, but the reason why I ask is because I've talked to Curio and all that fun stuff. I was gonna ask if the three of you, since you've met him, if you think it's worth it trying to send a sending to him. Hey, we're coming to get you. Any advice?
That is not a bad idea.
But
If
I
we
don't.
get through the vaults,
And who's gonna send it?
it probably shouldn't be me.
Probably not me either.
I could do it.
So, wasn't the Bloodhound originally under?
Sure
Ogden?
was.
Yes. Well, the redemption was.
Well, the Redemption, I know we stole that ship.
Well,
Yeah.
But the Bloodhound, this would be a question for Marcus, really. But like, the Bloodhound under Cross.
Was under Ogden.
Yeah, but we freed it from
From
the
the
people
Empire.
who
The privateers.
imprisoned him. So really, we're doing him a favor.
Well, sure. If we get him out of the vault, it's still gonna be a favor, regardless.
The enemy of my enemy's enemy.
Basically.
Yeah.
Who do you hate more?
It's like that branch of the family tree where you're like, is it 8th cousins or is it like 16th great aunts? Like, you just call them family at that point. Like, we're not family. That's a hook thing. But like, yeah.
Do you want me to try sending it, or
I
maybe
was go-
someone else?
I was
or
going to
maybe-
make Marcus do it.
Yeah, maybe Marcus should do it. 'Cause I
not a
don't
bad
want
idea.
to talk to him.
Well, yeah. If
I'll
Marcus was
happily
on-
hand over my shell phone.
If Marcus was on good terms with them.
I don't see why not.
I was part of a revolt that locked him where he is now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I guess
But-
that was.
Only sort of, kind of.
Oh, fine. I'll do it.
Derek's
Also-
like, I don't want to talk to myself again.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like Marcus doesn't mind doing it, but you're also asking like the vice president of somebody who like declared war to be like, "Hey, bud, you okay?"
Plus, Winnie's friends with everyone.
Winnie, brief.
That's facts.
25
yeah.
words.
I don't usually go over. I don't.
She got
Go ahead.
offended.
Do I?
Woody's got this.
Just literally the one time during the session.
Okay, fine. Someone, do something else important. I'm going to write it out because Winnie would write it out, but I'm not going to just like give you dead air. Okay, fine, or we can have dead air. Why don't we do a quick, like, where are we with the whole elder lessons or whatever?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Go
doing
ahead
very well.
and so who's teaching? Who's learning? Scarlett's teaching.
Scarlett's teaching.
Okay. So Scarlett, pick a skill that you would like to teach with: charisma, wisdom, intelligence. However, Scarlett is a teacher. When you pick a skill that you would learn with: intelligence, charisma, wisdom.
And Acacia.
Yes, and Acacia. Same thing.
Do I have advantage still because of the druidic?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we established
On
that.
account of it's their birthday.
On account of
No.
it's their birthday and druidic.
It was the druidic part. I can't remember what I did last time.
1d1.
Fantastic.
Insight?
It's just a skill. So I'm sorry, just an ability, not a skill. So just a wisdom roll, intelligence roll.
Yeah,
and
it's
charisma
probably
roll.
wisdom.
Yeah.
All right, 19.
Okay.
Winnie's is 15.
Okay.
With intelligence.
Perhaps not necessarily surprising, but Acacia seems to be making a little more headway than Winnie. Scarlett, very charismatic teacher, I presume. Really getting the vowels and the inflection in certain aspects of this language. But Winnie still doing better than average. You're getting some solid C's and B's. Acacia, getting some A minuses. So pretty good all across. Yeah. So definitely making some headway. Not fluent, but you know how to ask for the bathroom. Donde está? All right. So as the week then is wrapping up,
Hold
what
on,
would you
Winnie's
all
got to
like
ask
do?
ask
Oh
a
yeah,
question.
yeah, absolutely.
I just need to count, which is my worst thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And
10.
also, while Winnie is doing that, if you all want to think about how you want to approach Shacklebreak, because the island is kind of unique in shape. It's kind of it has sheer cliffs all across the back, with like a fortress at the top that has gun turrets that you're aware of, and then the port kind of opens up like a crescent. So it's almost shaped like a crescent moon, and the port being where the crescent moon would break. There's gun turrets there too. There's towers. There's an actual like portcullis, not a portcullis, but like there are towers on either side that you need to sail through to get into the bay. Like it's pretty well defended, which is why the only reason it was taken over was from within. And you probably presume there's going to be Imperial naval scouts out and about as well.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay.
And I will run this by the group first before hitting send, just in case I did it wrong. It's Winnie. Heard you're in trouble. Coming to help. Have some new friends you may want to give a chance. What should we know?
Winnie? Who the fuck is... Oh, Winnie! I'm in my vault. I can't tell you how to get through. Best of luck. Don't fucking die. Ogden. I'm back.
Okay, well, good news. There's only one Ogden in the vault. Maybe. Actually, maybe there's two, because he felt the need to sign off with his last name also, which seems a little weird. I don't know how many people are in the vault, now that I think about it. But, at least he knows we're coming. He can't really help us, but it sounds like he's not opposed to us coming. So, that's good. If we get that far, at least he's willing to hear us out. Probably. That's a big assumption, but he didn't say don't come. He answered.
It's probably the first voice he's heard in God knows how long.
Yeah. Although who knows what he has in the vault? I mean, if he were smart, he'd probably have like secondary vaults and like sub vaults, right? Like he wouldn't keep all of his good stuff in one spot, would he? Especially if it's like this labyrinthine dungeon thing. No, he probably does have it all in one spot.
No, Dad says that he did
Overconfident.
have other places for distractions, so
He should have had some sort of like go bag in there or something, like full of snacks and a little like a little shell phone of his own. Next
find
time.
out.
The best part about bringing Ogden back after 3 years is Derek having to remember what accent Ogden had. And what his voice
Remember?
sounded
No,
like.
there
He
was
was classic pirate voice. That one was easy to remember. All they had to do was Yahar, and that's Ogden.
I was impressed. It just went
Yeah,
right in. Yeah.
I was there
Clicked.
3 years ago.
It was perfect.
Yeah, so he was kind of grumpy, Acacia, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be super grumpy when we get there, but not with us specifically. I mean, I'd be pretty grumpy if I was locked up for who knows how long. A long time. I know he's been there a while. Hey, Marcus, when was your revolt? Do you celebrate it like a holiday?
No.
Winnie.
I don't know. Sometimes people get like excited about that sort of
When-
thing.
I
overthrowing
was
local
not in
governments.
support of the revolt in favor of the Imperials taking over essentially what was the freedom of piracy in over half of this world's oceans.
You just said you locked him up.
I was under the command
Royally.
of Brindle Kane at the time, who had already led a revolt that I had barely survived, so it was not like I was signing a paper to
Yeah,
do this.
okay.
I just was in silent opposition of it, and my face was included in the family photo of fucking, malcontent pirates.
Ooh, you don't usually swear. This is a hot button issue.
It kind of is. Like,
That
I'm not...
wasn't a Genasi joke. Don't worry. I wouldn't do that. Don't give me that look. Also,
You guys are on fire today.
Okay, that was a Genasi joke. That wasn't me. That was Proximus. To be clear.
Anyway,
Winnie,
Moving
I
on.
need you to remember how flammable your alchemist lab is. That's all I'm going to say.
When he's gonna
Marcus-
take
Good thing we're on different ships.
Marcus, that is a problem, and you don't want to. That's gonna take out half the ship.
I have so
if you
much
do that.
acid.
Maybe we
None
should
of it has
Marcus-
lids. Why
Marcus
does
is
none
like-
of the barrels of acid have lids?
Right.
Oh, ever since Karina, I will say in these 10 days, Winnie is stockpiling her alchemy jug acid.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's always using her alchemy jug, but usually for like fun stuff. This is like she's absolutely getting a ton of acid. That's neither here nor
Wasn't Marcus gonna retire? Like he was just gonna give up this life at one point in
He was
time?
necessarily going to retire because he's still relatively young and doesn't really have anything to go back to. But
Gotcha.
yeah, he was not super pleased to be sailing under Brindle Kane.
I think he also says it in that like I was 2 days from retirement,
Yeah, he's
sort of like.
getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, you know, Marcus Ash, played by
He's
Danny Glover.
29. Too old for the shit. Okay, so all that aside, there was something about being on different ships. No. Oh, are they gonna? I know it changed the name and everything, but like, how are we getting into the harbor? Because the what is currently Cross's Mercy is probably fairly recognizable to someone there, right? And gosh knows, the Redemption's kind of a on-site sort of ship as well. Are we just? What are we doing?
Derek, have I ever been to Shacklebreak?
I'm gonna say probably not.
Okay, I had to at least ask.
Yeah.
Would I know of any other potential entrances besides the main entrance? Or other way to get in?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
I feel like also we could like put down a map for like consultancy purposes, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like we're not doing this in a vacuum.
I got a 17.
17. So what I will say is that again, kind of shaped like crescent moon, right? Where there's also a topography. So the midpoint of the crescent is the highest towards the back, slopes down, so that you kind of almost like when you come into the bay, you are at the lowest point of the island, and this like natural wall is kind of built around it, where this artificial wall is then built on top. So it has these great defenses, fortress at the very top, also with walls on either side, just like gun turrets all around. So very well defensible island.
I don't like how much you're bringing up gun turrets. It makes me think that they're going to be a big problem for us.
Potentially of how you do this. You all saw the gun turrets the last time you were there. This is just, I'm reminding you that is part of the defenses of this island, which you already saw were very well defended. What Acacia might reason, and not know for sure, but might reason from rumors that she's picked up over time, is that if you were somebody like Ogden and you needed to evacuate your island, your well-defensible island, but, a turtle shell is only so defensible. If you needed to escape, would you want to go all the way downhill to the port where all of the attacking ships are? Probably not. You probably have a secret cove, maybe a small port on the back of the island, which would likely be hidden in the rock wall, in the cliff face, where you would have your own private port. Ogden very rarely walked amongst the people. He was not a king by any means, but he was the lord of that island. So perhaps there's a place where you could, dock your ship towards the back of the island, and somehow, avoid the turrets atop there. You could always fly. You could try to climb the back, or you could just sail into port and hope for the best. Risk trying to fool them that you are privateers looking for work, or that you are, here on orders.
Ooh. What was the paperwork Marcus had?
His letter of marque?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that was for the ship, right? It wasn't just for Brindle Kane?
The letter of marque was Brindle Kane's letter of marque. It was for the captain.
He probably
and Marcus had one
by
too.
Now, huh?
The officers all have letters of marque.
Letters of marque, yes.
I would relay the information of Ogden probably has a back door, a secret cove to get in, but it's just logical, but I don't know any hard information about it. Or if it exists, but it's a possibility.
Derek, would I know if the Empire is... I think you said at one point in time that Proximus knew that that they had struck some type of agreement with certain denizens.
Absolutely, yeah.
So would I know about in this area of where the specific denizens would be? Like if this is a Swahagan area, then I would know that they would probably be monitoring the waters underwater.
So, yes. So you do know that the deal that was struck has mostly been with the Leviathan Horde, not with not with the side that you all have been siding with. The right. Sea Elves and the Merfolk and so on. So it is mostly Sahuagin, Eel folk, Homerids, which are a big one as well. Marrow also included in that. In this area, which you have sailed through before, and you know that Sahuagin often had the blink sharks that came through as well. So there is the potential for Sahuagin and blink sharks, because you are not far from Soteria at all.
Right.
Also the potential for probably Homerids, I would say.
My idea was to maybe scout ahead under the water to see if there was anything that we could exploit that way.
Dragon turtle. Maybe he has an underwater tunnel or something.
That is not a bad idea. Just anything that would not put us on the surface to be seen.
Yeah, I don't want to walk through the front gate
No.
at all.
Tactically, that is the worst idea. Scarlett, do you have anything?
We could potentially sail into port and leave the redemption out. Just take Cross's Mercy in feign like Brindlecoin died because he did, and Marcus took over the ship. Walk right in.
Or get locked in there with Ogden, huh? What if you and I, in maybe Winnie, because Acacia, well, yeah, we're all wanted, yes?
Yeah, we're all wanted.
I was thinking if we went along with the ship under the water to sneak on, let them go, be the diversion, and then we can sneak in separately.
But we need to confirm that the Mercy isn't going to be hijacked or under any suspicion.
But I like that idea of Marcus playing the captain. It gives us a diversion either way we go.
We're planning this like 3 or 4 days out, right? Like this is not the morning.
5 minutes before.
Oh yeah, we are
Okay,
absolutely.
Look, that is a valid question because we don't always make
Because
the
of
best
us,
decisions. Yeah,
us.
like
How we do? Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry if the brand new gang member and the captain that goes into a meeting with Rakshasa with like 2 people informed. If I have some concerns.
We've all had our moments.
To be
That's
fair,
fine.
when I went in with the meeting, it was unconfirmed.
But it's
Anyway.
now confirmed.
Officially.
It was
He's
unconfirmed with
friends.
Scarlett.
Officially
sure.
character knowledge.
Yeah.
No longer just player knowledge.
Yes, a person who is a big deal versus Rakshasa. I would like to, like, while we're talking about this and mulling it over, Winnie is going to thoughtfully take a pull on her elixir, please.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. Winnie, yes.
Perfect time for this.
All right. Let me blow the dust off of this ancient tome that's been.
Oh, no.
Someday I do want to take a swig out of that.
Please do.
I
It is
know.
not
I was
that
just
day.
thinking the same
I
thing.
just-
Like, oh man, I kind of want to do it.
I might have fucked up. I rolled a 95, and I always feel like the higher numbers are the scary numbers.
They're all.
Did you see the look there?
I did see that. Derek, I will remind you, you didn't know this, but I have
You didn't know this.
a baby kitten in my lap, and you wouldn't do anything to upset this baby kitten, would you? Look at her face.
Hello, Olympia. My baby
You were
girl.
one away from another permanent effect.
Oh,
96 would have been another permanent effect. This effect is going to last 3 times. Please roll again. Ignore any rolls above 70.
So for anyone who hasn't seen Winnie's, it's a 70. Ignore any number over what?
Above 70.
Well, it was a 72, so let me try that again. That's a 97. 14. This is an elixir whose name I don't remember off the top of my head. And it is...
Chaos tonic, something or other.
Yeah.
Havoc's tonic of undiluted chaos. Winnie, who's around when you drink this?
Everyone, because I'm drinking it while we're having
Are
this
we in the
conversation.
water room?
Sorry.
I thought we were doing this via the shell phones.
Oh, are
Unless
we?
you, I
'Cause
don't
we had
know.
the map and everything. I
Yeah,
thought
we
Oh,
did
it's
mention the
true.
map.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were looking at the map. Yeah.
So us plus Marcus.
Yeah.
So are we on
and probably
Mercy?
Connery. Because I feel like the other captain should be involved.
Woody, can you roll me a actually no, what do I want to call this? Can everyone else besides Winnie roll me a charisma saving throw?
Well, we're
Yes,
near
yes.
Proximus.
Sure
So
are.
that is that +5?
+5 because I'm charismatic.
Also, I think there's like
Oh,
one
thank
option
God.
that can kill me straight out.
I don't think there's any that
25.
are instantly deadly.
Oh,
25? Great.
33.
Yeah, 32.
hooray.
Okay. All of you, this isn't dangerous at all.
Wait, what did Marcus get?
Let's see.
Oh
I don't have
god.
Marcus's sheet pulled
Kayla,
up.
what's Scarlett's saving throw for?
Plus
Because
10.
you're +10.
That tracks.
That's awesome.
How pretty.
All right, let me find Marcus.
Olympia is here to give you all luck.
I
Thank
love
you,
her.
Olivia.
Marcus
My
rolled
baby
a
girl.
17 plus. Rolled an 18. Okay.
+5.
+5. Okay, so yes, Marcus is well over 20. Everybody succeeded on this. This wasn't a dangerous thing. The only thing is, I was trying to see if any of you fell in love with Winnie, because Winnie is hot. Like, Winnie is, by description,
So nothing
uncannily
changed.
attractive.
Look at her
Uncannily
character
attractive.
art. She's perfect.
She's
Yeah,
Yeah.
so nothing changed. You're
Look
correct.
You
What kind
already
of looks
love
like you?
Winnie.
I love you. You are uncannily attractive. Why don't you roll me D4?
This might work in our advantage.
I was gonna
for this
say.
situation.
Weirdly enough.
Absolutely.
4?
4.
Okay, so 4, what was that, times 3?
Did we
You
just
got
love
3.
potion number 9 our way in? Right in the front door.
Yeah, it's not magical, Winnie's just attractive. So for 12 hours, Winnie,
Oh.
you are uncannily attractive.
I mean, when he was
And-
already, but
Already.
But
Yeah.
you have advantage on charisma checks for any creature that can see you.
Excellent. Okay, so
Connor walks in and goes, "What the fuck happened to her?"
She drank her potion.
it's fine. It's fine, right? Do I have antlers again?
Captain, what do you mean? What is it exactly that you see differently in Winnie?
I don't have antlers. I know that. I can feel it.
To do something different with your hair.
No, I don't think so. Did I do so? We need more mirrors in the war room, y'all.
I just take out like my sword and let you use the reflection.
Right.
No, I think my hair looks pretty good today, though. Woke up on the right side of the bed. Well, left side of the bunk, because that's the way that the bunk is arranged, but... Hey, Connery, have you been to Shacklebreak? Do you have any deep and interesting information that we could know about, and maybe you have just like an easy solution for getting into the vault?
I went with all of you.
Well, right.
Before that, I had not gone because Callisto could not return to that place by orders of Eula. And I met Callisto after she sank and was risen, hence being part of Ogden's navy. So unfortunately, no, I don't have any direct insight into what you will be doing. But as I've heard of stories, there have been a number of people who have made their way to find the riches of Ogden Ironback's vault, and none, save Acacia's father over there, have ever made it out. So I imagine plenty of skeletons will be out and about.
And we already fished the information out of Dad. So.
All right.
Did you tell us about the curse?
I told you everything.
Do you think this is the sort of curse where, like, can't say anything? Or do you think, like, if we asked in a roundabout way, like, if only there was some sort of, like, secret back tunnel on the back cliffs or something, do you think he'd be able to, like, give a wink or something?
I don't know. Dad said he did leave, like, hints in the dungeon, for lack of a better term. So, but I don't think trying to pry information and go around the curse is a good idea.
Curses are silly. They don't work the same way as everything else. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Okay. What if... Nope, I got nothing. It'd be good to, like, scout or something. Like, what if... I kind of zoned out for a little bit there. What if when, like, Marcus is going in on the Mercy and everything, some of us, like, go around back and, like a small scouting party goes and, like, checks out the back end of things. Was that what?
Well, we could do exactly what we did last time with Acacia and I could fly. I can turn invisible. She can turn into something. We can go fly and check it out. Scarlett could check under the sea if need be. So we have 3 avenues, right?
Well, sea and sky
I could
are
go
2 avenues.
north. Acacia could go another direction. We could scout and see what we have. But I feel like if we are doing that as the ship is coming in, we won't have enough time to get the information back to the ship.
Well, maybe if you didn't mind, Acacia could, like, link up with us and Marcus, maybe.
I was gonna link up with Marcus or Connery or someone anyway.
Yeah.
Along with us. I have to double check. I might be able to do 5. Out of character, I might be able to do 5. So I have to double check.
You're getting so strong and good at stuff. I mean, you're always good at stuff, but now you're getting, like, stronger at stuff.
And the ones that don't, we can always use the shell phone, you know.
Yeah.
We just have to be decently close. We can't be miles upon miles away
right.
from the folks who are on the ships.
How far across is Shacklebreak? Because it's not a very big island.
It's
but
one of the
also,
smaller
like,
islands, yeah.
But also, like, that can still be very big.
Yeah, that's huge in comparison.
It is a relatively smaller island. It is. I mean, you could walk across it in a day. It's
So more than a
couple
mile.
of miles.
Okay.
Yeah, probably like almost 2 miles.
But if someone's a bird, like,
The
we
size
could
of
do
Rhode
a
Island.
relay.
So
It's Rhode Island.
So I can go up to 5 people. It's equal to my proficiency bonus.
Heck yeah.
So us,
Oh,
you
nice.
3 plus 2 more.
Connery and Marcus?
So Scarlett, if you wanted to take, like, the South Sea, I could take the North Sea. And then they could take the skies.
Let's do it.
How close are we getting into close before we take off?
Oh, that is a good question. How far would you be able to see with a spyglass? Typically, I should have just Googled it.
Spyglass on the ocean, probably, maybe like on a good weather day. Ooh, distance
We
is
can
tough.
reverse engineer
Yeah.
exactly how big this planet is by where the horizon drops
By
off.
this answer.
Yes.
I'm actually going to Google this because I don't know how far you can typically see
Yeah.
with. How far
2
can you
miles?
see with the
3 miles.
telescope?
2 to
3 miles? Okay.
Am I
3
right?
miles.
I don't know. I thought you were answering, so I stopped searching.
I think that's how far it is before you drop off the horizon.
Telescope. Spyglass. Hey, perfect. Easily allow one defined distance to the horizon, which is about 20 kilometers, or 12.4 imperial miles, or 10.8 nautical miles, because they're all different. So
Yay.
about 12 miles. We'll say around 10 miles.
So as long as we can stay with that, outside of that, then I think we should be good. Which
That's a
makes
long way to
traveling
fly,
a
though.
long.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, but Scarlett and I can slip off the back of this ship. And like a bird isn't gonna make much difference. I don't know about you, Proximus.
I have 2 hours of flying capability before, and then I have to wait another 12 hours.
I think let's get a little closer.
Yeah, I'm Googling right. How fast does it bird? For
Yeah.
a bird?
Yeah, I would have to. I'd probably swim as much as I could, and then
Yeah. Let's just
yeah.
like, hang out in a rowboat on the back end of the ship or something.
What is the speed of an unladen swallow?
European?
I can also only be a bird for 4 hours at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
4
we
or
have
5 hours.
time limits on that stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yay, logistics.
Mm-hmm. Well, that fell apart quick.
Well, no, we can still, we just like, don't be super visible. If like 3 people are jumping off the ship at the same time, that's a little suspicious. But if we're all on the back end and they can't even see,
No, because they're coming in.
yeah,
Mhm.
Right.
2 or 3 of us, and who cares about like a seagull or albatross or flying monkey or whatever Acacia can turn into.
Not being a flying monkey.
Excuse me.
I've never even seen a flying monkey, so I can't even turn into that.
I saw one in a book once, but I don't know if it's a real thing. It might have just been a little doodle. I would probably doodle a little flying monkey if I had thought about it.
So what distance do we want to stay?
I mean, I'm good jumping in the water at like outside the harbor,
4 or
like
5 miles out.
that's so far. I'm thinking like 8 mile maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple miles.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 miles out.
And like
1 and
you
a
can
half.
jump out
How about that?
earlier if you want.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
Yeah, like we probably shouldn't all go in at the same
I
time.
can. I
anyway.
can get pretty close, but because I'm just gonna turn invisible and fly.
Yeah. Smart.
When I do link everybody, it's oh damn, my psionic dice are D6s now. Fuck. It's fine.
Is
um,
it?
Oh
Does it sound
yeah,
fine?
because
Well, because they're not D8s anymore.
right.
We got 2 hours of mind link between
Yeah, I only have 1 hour of invisibility too.
That's okay.
So
Well, we're just doing like a little recon or whatever.
Yeah.
like-
yeah.
between us 3 and the captains. I'm sorry, captain and first mate.
Yes.
What time are you all planning on doing this? Are you doing this at night to kind of like help out, or what's the thought here?
Oh yeah. Nighttime would probably
Mhm.
not hurt.
Do we all have dark vision?
I don't think we do.
I do.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Um,
didn't think I knew someone didn't.
Well, I do have access. I do have dark vision prepared.
Okay, I was gonna say I could give you.
And if Acacia is wild shaping, you might also have dark vision.
Yeah, depending
Well,
on what you're.
depending
I
on
was
what
gonna
change it to.
do. I think it depends on what time of day we're going out first.
Mhm.
Because if it's gonna be the daytime, I'll be like a hawk. But if it's gonna be at night, I'll be an owl.
Sure.
Ooh.
Smart.
Okay.
All right. Night.
Going at night. Okay.
Oh,
So
it is.
going at night. Sounds like you all are splitting up to scout. Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sure. All right. So if you are going to be flying above, which it sounds like everybody's flying. No,
Nobody's
okay. So
swimming.
I'm sorry. Give me
No.
the plan one more time because there was a lot of talk. So Acacia's turning into an owl. Winnie is swimming. Proximus is going to be flying while invisible, and Scarlett is
Swimming.
swimming as well with
South.
Winnie. Okay. Cool. Go ahead and give me perception checks. just for what you all kind of pick up. We'll call this a few hours. And also, if you are traveling stealthily, give me some stealth checks as well, please.
Do we get advantage on stealth checks because it's at night?
I'll give you all well, I'll give those flying advantage on stealth checks because that is an owl and an invisible boy. For those of you in the water, unfortunately, I don't think stealth checks would matter as much. Or that you would, I'm sorry, that you would have advantage as much because you are traveling where a lot of things have dark vision.
Well, that's a nat 20, so...
Okay.
Dang.
I got a nat 20 for stealth for 23.
Say 23.
Your stealth
Total
is
for me.
3?
As an owl.
Oh. I was like...
Yeah, I use the physical stats for the creatures.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Owls do have advantage on anything involving hearing or sight, though. So, and that is a mental ability, so I get to use my actual things for it.
So stealth, I got 21, and then a 24 for perception.
Unfortunately, I only got a 21 for perception. I rolled low.
It sounds like everybody's actually rolling pretty well, all things told.
Yeah, I have 27 perception, 18 stealth.
Well, that advantage really helped because I rolled a 5.
Oh.
My perception was 18.
Okay. So going in groups then. Scarlett and Winnie traveling underwater, presumably together. Actually, we're right at break. Let's go ahead. Let's take break, and then we'll describe what you all see when we get back. I realize we're just at that time now. So, stick around. We'll be back in probably 10 to 15. Take care of yourselves. Do the things, and we'll be back soon with more of Shacklebreakout. Ahoy and welcome back to Horizon's Call Shacklebroken. If you're joining us just now, welcome. If you're joining us once again, welcome back. We're going to jump right back into things. Before we do, I do want to say that if you do appreciate the stories that we tell here and the people that tell them, you can always tip us through our pally.gg. You can find that in our chat as well as on all of our socials. And it's a wonderful tool that evenly distributes anything that you are charitable and not charitable. This isn't a charity. Anything that you are willing and able, both of those factors important together, to tip. It's very much appreciated and can even impact this game. I should also mention while I'm talking about this, if you ever want to check out all of our links, including the Pally link, you can find all of our stuff at beacons.ai/sword and key, and there you can also find our discount codes. We have discount codes for Greenleaf Geek Dice, fantastic site for dice and TTRPG accessories, and also Eldritch Foundry, which is a miniature site where you can create custom minis and even get the I don't know what the name for it is, but like the coding thing for them, for if you want to 3D print them, you can actually get a subscription. Thank you. You can get a subscription for unlimited STLs, so you could even make like NPCs and not just the PCs for your party, and they're all fully custom. Yeah, you get 10% off of your first miniature if you use code Sword and Key. Okay, all that said, let's jump back into it. The party has split into pairs to do a little scouting on the island of Shacklebreak. So starting with those who are swimming underwater, Winnie, Scarlett, you dive off the side several miles from the island to make sure that you are not seen. Where you all are, you have not seen any ships kind of coming through your area and have just set anchor. I'm going to say because you are swimming in, it's probably like just getting to be sunset, so there's still a little light in the sky when you dive in, but it is thoroughly dark by the time that you end up swimming closer to the island. There's plenty of sea life about. You do notice that because it is nighttime, the predators have come out, but they don't really seem to be too interested in you. Sharks are swimming about, but they are just doing their own thing. Octopuses swimming along the ocean floor. Schools of fish milling about, barracuda, eels. You don't really note as you're moving along through your perception anything unnecessarily out of order. The ocean floor seems pretty normal. As you get closer to the island, however, that's when you start to notice the shipwrecks. And there are a number of them. This isn't as like numerous as it was at Red Tide Rock, where like the ocean floor was just shipwrecks. But you can definitely see like the remnants of old battles here. You can spot what used to be like old Imperial triremes from ancient times, and what's left of the broken, splintered wood that's been reclaimed by the ocean floor, as well as some more contemporary sailing vessels as well, which have all sunk to the bottom here as you were approaching the back of the island, the cliff face. As you're swimming around, you do note as you get closer and closer to the island that there start to be larger predators, and this is where your stealth check comes into play. You all have to dive behind a reef a couple of times as unridden but very large, not necessarily blink sharks, but large giant sharks are swimming about, and you notice the harnesses that are on them with the Imperial symbol, as well as the symbol of the Leviathan Horde stamped into the leather on the sides of them. These armored giant sharks, which seem to be patrolling this area of the water. Maneuvering forward slower than you were before, carefully but still perceptively, you get to the back of the island where you find that it goes very deep. The roots of the island go deep into the ocean. The sheer cliff face then extending above the waves with these jagged rocks that it would be horrible to fall from the heights above onto these things. It would probably be difficult to sail among them as well. However, as you are maneuvering among these rocks, avoiding the sharks, you do note that there is a break in them. Smaller, but enough for a smaller sailing vessel to maneuver between, perhaps. And you do note that there is a pathway that leads into a cave of sorts that you could explore should you want.
Weenie loves to explore caves, so
Great.
she'll do that. And are we exploring together, Scarlett, or were we gonna split up? We talked about a lot of stuff before we got in the water.
I thought you were taking the North Sea and I was taking the South.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had split up. Okay. So in that case then, Scarlett, having taken the North Sea, that is what you see. So you're the one that found the cave then. Winnie then, on the other hand, as you all split up,
Scarlett
taking
went
this
south.
reverse what I just said. Winnie found the cave, Scarlett heading south. You would, as you split up from Winnie, avoiding patrols of sharks yourself, you would find that you would be swimming near the hulls of a few Imperial ships. You can kind of see them as you're swimming around the depths. The sharks are fewer and far between as you get closer to the ships, kind of like there's a supplementary force there. These aren't large warships. These are small gunner ships. These are scouting ships that are meant to be swifter and meant to be more like warning vessels. They're not meant to take out larger boats. They're meant to spot and report back. So you do note at least 3 of those, which are nearer to the harbor. And moving even into the harbor, you don't really get any major resistance. You do note that there is a gate that can be dropped that can basically block ships from coming in or out, but it is not being used at this point. And maybe even picking your merfolk head above the waves, you would be able to, going into the harbor, see the turrets seem to have torches lit about them. The walls seem to be manned by Imperials, and Imperial banners are flying on the walls as well. Looking out at the hill, the mountain of Shacklebreak, you can see that it is no longer smoldering. However, it is this, where it once was this like verdant, like tropical paradise of an island, it is ashen. It is gray, it is blackened. There are very few buildings still standing. Most of it is just charred waste. You do note that there are some new structures that have been built, some watchtowers and some like hastily fastened barracks that you kind of pick up are probably Imperial. But atop the hill, almost nearly untouched, maybe just a little blackened by the smoke that rose around it, the fortress still stands. and does have torches lit. You can see that there are patrols moving all around the island. You can spot them by the torches. You spot that there are at least 5 patrols moving at this point of the evening because the island is rather large. Can't really tell how many people are in each individual patrol. The harbor itself has a few Imperial ships, but it's not like a navy. There's maybe 4 warships at this point. Yeah, that's what I'll give you. Winnie, you said you wanted to go into the cave? Okay. Maneuvering into the cave then. A little tight at first, especially if you're maneuvering between the rocks, but again, you find that break where the rocks are shallower, and you kind of pick up that like a shallow hold vessel would be able to maneuver through here with somewhat ease. I'm sorry, give me one moment. Apologize, y'all. I woke up with a cold this morning.
No, that's. I mean, I'm sorry, but I really thought you were about to like shift into battle music. So like, I would rather you were coughing. No offense. Feel better.
No, all good. Okay. Maneuvering into the cave, you note that it opens up essentially. Like you are also able to like peek your head above water and maybe like pull your little goggles back. Where like your makeup is perfect because you're still just like way too sexy for your own good. And looking in, you can see that there is a rather untouched cavern that has a small like escape vessel. Essentially, it is maybe a third of the size of the Redemption. Its sails are not even like they're not drawn or anything. It is harbored. There is from what you can tell, an iron door which leads somewhere further in. But there are no torches in here. It is a rather small, dark cave, and you do note that there is a chest in the corner as well.
Well, I gotta go investigate that. Also, I got real excited thinking, like I was actually definitely picturing a James Bond scenario with like a submersible. That's all I want.
Sure. Yeah. It's shaped like a crocodile. This is unfortunately Roger Moore James Bond. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no, the monkey's paw curls. Oh, what's in the chest? I'm gonna.
It's locked. Did you want to lockpick it?
I do. I want to just like do a little quick scan for traps and stuff. And to be clear, like I've put the bag of holding back in little Jeffrey, and little Jeffrey's with me. We're not gonna be separated again anytime soon. What am I doing? Sleight of hand? Lockpicking? Thieves' tools?
Yes. Yes. Thieves' tools. Sleight of hand. Yes.
6, 15, 21, and then I add proficiency for lockpicking? That seems weird.
Yeah, I've still never figured out how the fuck
I know it's
work.
proficiency,
like,
but
tools
like,
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, does it add the proficiency? Do you get the proficiency even if you already have it? I
don't know.
So
Well, it's 21 just sleight of hand. I'm happy to add more than that if you want.
That is enough to open it. Within, you would find there is another unlocked small chest that has 500 gold pieces within it. It's like a small little, just like block box chest. There are a handful of weapons, including a single loaded flintlock pistol, and a change of clothes for a dragon turtle born. And there's also a what do I say? Lantern. There's a
hooded lantern.
Yes, yeah, it's a target lantern.
Yeah. I'm gonna chuck all that into. Well, quick question.
Sure.
We decided the bag of holding is waterproof, right? Like inside.
No? Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Your stuff can get soggy every time that you.
I didn't think so.
You have to intentionally open it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna chuck everything inside. For now, because like it's not gonna do him any good down here if we come across him, right? Like he would want fresh clothes or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And I'd like to just do a little quick peek inside the ship boat. It's probably a boat. And I'm gonna listen at the door first. The iron door. It's an iron door in a wooden ship.
An iron door in a wooden ship.
It doesn't look like a prison though, right? Like it's not its own like little prison ship thing.
So the iron door is in like the rock face. It's not on the ship, right?
Oh. Okay, I misunderstood.
Like there's a door that
I
leads
thought
somewhere
it was like
into
the cabin door or something. Yeah.
No, so the ship actually it has like a lower decks, but this is like this is almost a fishing vessel, really.
It's like bare. I assumed it was bare bones.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, this is like cover of Ghost of Saltmarsh ship.
Okay.
Yeah, if that helps at all. Anyway, so what are you checking out first?
I am going to hi friends. I am in a cave about so many minutes from where Scarlett and I split up to the north. And there's a door in a little ship and a little boat, big boat. It's in between a boat and a ship. And not like in between, it's the size of, it doesn't matter. There's one vessel and it's not very big. And there's also a door that I'm going to investigate very, very carefully. I'm going to be super sneaky, quiet like a mouse. But I'm just letting you know in case I get eaten, or something. Okay, love you, bye.
Winnie, is the door in the ship?
No, I was also confused about that, which is weird because I'm actually looking at it right now. The confusion doesn't really make sense. I don't think there's very good ventilation down here, honestly, is where I'm going with that.
Is
no,
the ship
open cave.
underwater?
No, it's under the, okay, so there's like a cave and it's a little tight to navigate. I'm not, like, you'd need to be a pretty good pilot, I think, to get this boat ship through it. Because if it was tight for me, I'm not entirely sure how a boat that's a third the size of the Redemption is going to quite fit. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, it has dragon turtle clothes in it.
Oh.
Which I don't remember seeing too many of them around here. I could be wrong, but this leads me to suspect that Ogden has planned to be here at some point, possibly. And there's a door going into the inside of the island. It's very Nancy Drew. I'm very excited.
What you're saying is that you found the hypothetical escape route.
Hypothetically,
the back door.
Or
if you
they were building. I don't know if it actually connects. Maybe this was like an in-progress tunnel. Seems silly, but possible. I'm just saying it is a big mystery that I want to investigate. And
should we actually wait until we get there?
Yeah,
Because
can you
I think we
wait?
should back you up.
yeah, well,
Can
that's
you
why
wait
I'm
until
here
we're done scouting?
Yeah, like the door's closed. I'm just letting you know that I found the door and I'm being very good and I'm sitting on my hands again, looking at it, and it's looking back. We're just looking at each other. And that's it.
You want to open the door, don't you?
I want to open it so badly.
Don't open
Please,
the door.
Please finish scouting so I can go. We can go investigate. Oh, little Jeffrey, don't pull that handle. Oh,
I cut us out at that point because this is supposed to be a quick scouting mission, and Winnie's.
we can still scout up the corridor or stairs or hall or whatever. Who knows?
So Winnie, essentially you're in a U-shaped little docking area where it's all stone. It's carved out of the cave wall itself, like the cavern walls. So you can kind of like walk in a U-shape around this smaller sailing vessel. There are torch sconces that are unlit around you. Again, there is the iron door, which is in the cliff face, seems to go further into the cliff face, part of the cave. So did you want to investigate the ship? Did you want to investigate the door?
I'll investigate. Well, I'll give the door a quick look over, but it's very tempting, so I will spend most of my energies on board the ship.
Yeah, iron door, locked. You don't really notice. I mean, you can give me a perception or investigation check.
It's a door.
Sure.
That is, at best, a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you jiggle a handle. You don't really hear anything on the other side. It is solid iron.
Okay.
Again, locked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at the ship. Why don't you give me a separate roll for that?
Thank you. Good. Yes. If I get to choose, that's going to be a dirty 20 for investigation.
Investigating the ship, you can see that the...
Actually, if I get to choose, it is a 26. I was looking at the wrong thing.
And investigating the ship, you can see that it is, again, the sails are not raised on it. It is tied off in 2 places to the dock. Let's see here. Okay. I would say, it's pretty typical. It has a rudder. There are oars aboard just in case, but this is a ship that's meant to be propelled by the sails. You probably need to paddle your way out and maybe even use the paddles to maneuver through the rocks. But this ship would be the correct size to maneuver between the rocks and get out. It would get you to whatever the nearest island is. I wouldn't trust this thing in like the largest stretches of the open ocean. But it is well maintained. You find that there are some food rations on board that are, preserved well enough that they're not going to expire. It can hold a decent amount of people, probably up to 12 people on board. There's, storage below decks. But the below decks is not enough that you could stand below. Like, it's mostly just storage. Just, bedrolls. This is an escape vessel. I would say the weird thing that you note is that hanging off of the captain's wheel is a cloak. It almost looks like a cloak with a manta ray, but I would say that it registers as weird to you that it wouldn't be in the chest.
Cloak of the manta ray is pretty definitively not cloak-like. Like, it looks like...
Well, it looks like a manta ray that's just like made of cloth and is hanging. So it kind of has that
it
vibe. It
looks weird, like distinctive, right? Like,
well, it has like the shape of the manta ray head, but otherwise is leathery looking. And I mean, if you hang it on a hook, it still looks like a cloak. This also looks like a cloak, but it has like a weird sheen to it that you would recognize as being similar to the cloak of the manta ray.
Okay, I'm going to carefully poke at that while I wait for my compatriots. I'm not going to just like pull it off the thing though, because that seems risky.
As I use my next complication, my next black spot, and when he rolls for initiative,
we need so cute and pretty.
Let's go ahead and cut over to Acacia and Proximus, since they would have been doing stuff while Winnie's about to die. Acacia and Proximus, flying overhead of Shacklebreak, splitting up, kind of maybe going on opposite points of the crescent and meeting at the center. You get a lot of what Scarlett noticed, but more from a bird's eye view. Proximus, you note that there are patrols along the walls which go all the way to the top where the fortress is. You're getting fewer than 20 soldiers. However, these are well-armored soldiers. These aren't like the patrols you saw before. If anything, these are knights. They are heavily armored. They have heavy crossbows, spears, pikes, halberds. They are also, some of them you see are bedecked with certain magical items, including items that would give them dark vision. The torches are lit all throughout so that the island seems to have a light to it, but not a life to it. As again, you can see the smoldering remains of this tropical paradise below. None of the tents that were once set up on the beach still remain. There doesn't seem to be a lot of there's no tavern here that has liveliness to it. This has definitely become a prison island. And you can see that the mansion at the top definitely has lights from within. If you wanted to, you could fly in a little closer and see, perhaps try to see through those windows. But otherwise, you're going to see the patrols as well, and the people that are in the gun turrets. So, Acacia, I saw you nodding at flying in. Proximus, did you want to do the same?
Yes, the same. I would want to maybe go to the backside of the... I'm imagining that this mansion is like on the side of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Is that... I don't know.
There's the mansion. So again, we're talking about crescent. So we have the harbor down here, and then the mansion's at the top of the hill. So the hill just kind of slopes all the way up from the harbor, all the way to the top.
It's cliffs on the backside.
Just like sheer cliffs on the backside.
So I want to go to that side to check. what it looked like on that side, and then also I just didn't want to be on the entryway side of the building. I want to be on the back end of the building.
Going to the back end of the building and looking down the cliff face, you can see there's actually an opening in the wall that that kind of looks out, and you can see that there's this very weathered, but comfortable looking seat that's placed there, and there's a fountain nearby. You kind of imagine that in better times, this is where Ogden would sit and look out to the expanse of the ocean beyond, just look out at the grandeur of it. But there's a garden back there that seems very untended. Stuff has grown wild. Stuff that needs better tending is dying out there. The fountain is greened over and it just looks gross. The grass has grown too long here, but that's kind of what you see at the back. There are windows all around. You do note that there are a few patrols. There are a few knights back here who seem to be taking their break and are just chattering idly. Acacia, with your owl being able to fly pretty, simply around. No one's gonna really get I mean, we've talked about this off camera. Like when you see one owl, that's like, there's an owl. But how many owls does it take for it to be a weird day? And my answer is 3. But
that's the correct answer. That is the correct answer.
Yeah, you see 3 owls, something's up.
That is an omen.
Home. Yeah. But seeing one owl, not that many people would even necessarily clock it, as you were moving pretty quietly through the night, you were able to peek through the windows and see into the windows of the banquet hall that the party once sat in with Ogden. It seems relatively untouched. A long table where an imperial human man, somewhat older with graying hair, but dressed in the regalia of a praetor, stands and seems to be giving a toast. Not necessarily one that you can hear, but there are a number of other well-dressed, armored Imperials that sit around the table with him, and there seems to be a banquet that they are enjoying together as they are raising glasses to themselves and each other.
Random question that I totally forgot. So now that Proximus has one true sight eye, what does he see with Acacia as an owl?
Yeah, you would see through illusions and shapeshifting, so you would just see a centaur just like hovering slightly. It's like when you
a small centaur.
When you use a different glitch. Yeah, a video game glitch. When you use like a different like skin map over something, it's the same movement of the owl, but the centaur going
just T-posing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, just unmoving. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's what you pick up. And to Proximus's point, also, you do not notice that anybody here is a shapeshifter by any means. And there are also. I'm actually gonna say this with your 30 feet as you go to zoom in a little bit more. Proximus probably spots some ghosts.
Oh yeah.
This island suffered pretty greatly all at one time. There's a lot of tragedy here. Yeah, Proximus, you probably see the ghosts of people. Time loop ghosts, the ones that are stuck in that final moment of immolation as they lost their lives.
I picture like the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one where he goes to the planet and you can see like the old city overlap as like a overlay over the decimated. Yeah. Wow. So I think. For me specifically, I want to look for anybody that would be imprisoned that would be part of Ogden's crew. Do we see, or is it mainly just Imperial soldiers?
It's all Imperials that you can see. You actually don't see any pirates, which kind of makes sense since you took out the last ship that was supposed to be here.
Right.
Yeah,
it's fine.
This is our fault. Got it.
I wonder if we could steal another ship now that we're here.
Do you say that into the mind league?
Probably. We probably shouldn't chance it, but it is wishful thinking.
You just get like a gleeful yes from Winnie.
And then a morbid scream. Is there anything else that Acacia, Proximus, Scarlett, you wanted to do, or we're going to jump over to Winnie real quick here for an initiative roll?
I'm gonna do some looking around. Definitely, I wanted to just peek in as many windows as I can. I'm not gonna go inside. I think that's too risky. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna
owls indoors definitely risky. Yeah,
yeah.
But
So yeah, I'm gonna
invisible
look around.
tritons,
yeah.
probably
I mean,
even more. But
you're
I'm still gonna do it.
But yeah, after I look around, if I don't see anything interesting, I'll probably head towards Winnie because that is the best current way to get in. So
Yeah.
Okay.
To be
yeah.
clear, I would like to have given like better directions than just, I don't know, a half hour north of where Scarlett and I split. Like, I would try
I think
to describe
Eva
the
would like that,
outside.
but I don't know if Winnie would have.
There's a whole little wall.
You tell us. 'Cause
Winnie
I was
would
gonna-
give directions.
Winnie would
Yeah.
give directions. Like, they
She
are
would.
actively scouting and like.
Yeah. We're.
She desperately wants to get in this door, so she needs people to figure out where she is.
Oh yeah. That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah, I would take
so-
off and go back too.
Acacia checking out other windows. Proximus heading back as well. I would say you also, Proximus, overhearing the knights on their break. They're talking about how they are members of the 444th. This must be the legion that they are a part of that is assigned here. Acacia peeking through windows, you can see that there are other guards that are posted, but a lot of this mansion seems unused. It's not like this is being used as barracks. This is probably where the praetor stays, and probably where you know that the vault is beneath.
Right.
But you're not 100% sure where the vault necessarily is in this mansion. So, but yeah.
Oh, does anyone look like they have keys on them?
Oh.
The praetor, I would say, probably has keys to the place. The guards might have keys to like the front door.
Specifically the ones outside, because I'm not going inside.
Yeah, there are two guards that are posted out front that are standing more or less at like a loose attention, and you would note that they both have rings of keys attached to their belts.
Miss, do you think it's worth trying to get some keys from any of these guards?
I think we should.
I don't think.
Did
Thing
you
is,
say
if it-
444th?
444th.
The thing is, if we do it and we fail, it's really bad. I can pick locks and Winnie can pick locks, so we might not need them. But I'm just pitching
It's always
ideas.
nice to have a set of keys. Even if it's just for manacles, you know? What if you, as an owl, make a attack run from the sky, hit one in the back of the head, and I will grab the keys, and we will both fly off.
I get hit though, I'm screwed. Remember what happened last time when I dropped the fish?
Yeah. Surprise horse, right?
Surprise horse.
Yeah, right.
Fun fact though, owls do have the flyby attribute, which means I don't get attack of ops when I go out of an enemy's reach.
That's true.
Oh. Yeah, if we pick one that it would have to arm themselves before we got out of range, right?
Derek, are there trees nearby?
Unfortunately, no. They all got
Mhm.
burned up. That is
Okay,
Mm,
so
yeah,
there's
one
nowhere
of
I
the
can
things
go
I said.
immediately get out of
There's no
sight if I
hide.
did a
Yeah.
flyby attack, basically.
there's burnt structures that you could fly behind. I mean, like there's a few things that are completely burned to the ground. There's still like remains of things you could fly behind and hide into those. Technically, I mean, you could just fly around the corner of the building.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. All right, Proximus, I'll do some feathers brushing against the heads as a distraction.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So Acacia, you're not necessarily attacking, you're just distracting.
Yeah, so basically I'm gonna do a very low swoop on them. If I can brush the feathers on their faces, that would scare the shit out of me.
Oh
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Coming right.
Um,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, and I have the flyby attribute, so I don't provoke attacks of opportunity when I fly out of an enemy's reach.
Sure.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'm actually gonna get as far away as, well, maybe not, well, probably a decently far away, because I have 60-foot fly. I'll use my action to fly, and if I need to, I'll use my bonus to hide, because I still have that attribute from a rogue.
Okay. Okay. So Proximus, you do a sleight of hand with advantage, and you're already invisible, so when it comes to the stealth check, you'll have advantage on that too. But essentially, Acacia, you as an owl go to fly by, your feathers brush against the face of this guy as he's going. So that's when I says to him, "That's not my leg. That's my what the? Was that an owl?"
Both. I do it to both of them. I'm gonna do both. Scare the shit out of both.
Yeah, the other guy was like, "I didn't know there were fucking owls here. What the fuck was that?" You see that? Very
in the mind
shaken.
link, everyone hears. I love scaring the shit out of Nereians.
Right.
To Winnie and Scarlett as well.
Weirdly, you don't hear anything from Winnie.
It's fine.
Proximus, what's your sleight of hand?
So sleight of hand was 15, which is
Okay.
not great, but 19 was stealth.
Okay. So let's see here. Let me pull up their stats.
What the fuck?
Right there. Okay, so this is so rolled a 17 for like basically the perception of have their keys taken. So one of the guards quickly turns around and he goes, "Fuck, shit, I think I dropped my keys. Did the owl steal my keys? The fuck are my keys?" I'm sorry, what was your stealth check?
That was what did it say, 19?
19. Okay. Only rolled an 11, so he's just looking around like, help me look. What do you do? No, stop. The owl's gone, and it probably took my fucking. If you tell the praetor about this, I'm telling him you screamed about an owl. I don't care.
feel
I'm
like
already
he's-
in deep shit.
I feel like he's like looking through Proximus, invisible,
Yeah.
and he's like sidestepping. And then I'll fly to go catch up with Acacia.
Okay.
Good news, we got some keys, everybody. To Winnie and Scarlett.
Way too close.
Way too
I
close,
am
but
not
we
a
did
good
it.
pickpocket.
I know you've talked about targeting it before, but I still love the idea of Marcus and Connery getting this like talk radio or like random snippets just
We
from
might be too
nowhere.
far away.
At this point, yeah, probably. But it still brings me great joy, like when they are in range, that like they're like, great, I'm glad to be part of it, but also like,
It's like a two-way radio where you just catch,
yeah,
words.
I'm trying to balance the books, like keep the chatter down.
So, Winnie, if there's nothing anybody else wanted to do, why don't you go ahead and roll for initiative for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Oh, the one time I actually want to roll well on initiative. That is 11.
Okay. Let me find one more dice here. There we go. Still better than 7. Okay. Winnie, let me change up the music a little bit here
You don't have to, it's
as you.
fine. I'm not gonna.
No, I'm
be
gonna
there long.
don't worry about it. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
So way too intense. Maybe is this gonna be better? Not terrible. Okay. Winnie, you go to poke this cloak, and as you do, you watch as it
Did I say I was gonna poke it?
You did
Did.
directly, in fact.
All
Yeah,
right.
which is why this is happening.
Past Winnie, what were you thinking?
She wasn't.
I know.
You note that this cloak that's draped down, it's almost like you almost wonder if it was a trench coat at first, because it is rather large. Starts to shift and kind of like shake a little bit, and then you realize that it takes in a really deep breath, and the sides of the cloak fold out like massive wings, and this horrible face with these red eyes and these jagged teeth turns and screeches at you. This is a cloaker, You will get to go first. What would you like to do?
I would very much like to remember, hey, is there a keyhole in that iron door?
Yeah.
Cool. And how far away is it?
If you're on the ship, it's about 20 feet.
Cool. I would like to use my movement, and I fully realize that this will probably provoke some sort of an attack, but I would like to grab my little Jeffrey and scamper over to the door.
Okay. Let me try to attack you first, because you might not be able to.
That is valid.
That's a 14 plus 6, so this is going to be a bite attack. When you are going to take... Yes?
Is this something that, I would like to, throw behind me some of my, like, I think I called it silvery dust. I don't know if I just did this in my brain.
You're gonna silvery barbs?
I'm gonna silvery barbs.
Okay.
Yeah. Like magical little, caltrop dust.
Okay. Let's see. That is a 15 plus 6. It's 21.
Is that better? How is that better?
It is better.
Okay, well, I tried.
So, unfortunately, Winnie, you're going to take 10 points of piercing damage, and you will watch as this cloaker wraps around you and snugs you up real good. Winnie, you are currently, let's see, blinded, unable to breathe. You are restrained, and yeah.
This...
Okay.
Could I still get my action, right?
Yeah, you still get your action.
Wow, that is not the right spell at all. I'm sorry. I am going...
you can use a strength check to get this off of you, by the way. DC 16.
As an action?
Yeah.
You know. Oh, balls. I would like to... Yeah, that's 6 seconds. That's fine. I'm gonna hold my breath real hard, and I'm going to, like, all my little atoms are gonna vibrate apart, and I'm gonna go into a gaseous form along with little Jeffrey, which will give me advantage.
I'm a fart.
Yeah. Which will give me advantage eventually on strength.
Okay.
And 20 feet, so I still get movement. So
yeah, if you're a gaseous form, then it can't really hold
through
you.
Small holes. So
Yeah.
I'm going to continue with my original plan, which was to go through the keyhole.
Okay.
Because I don't think it can fit through the keyhole.
Okay.
Winnie is assuming it can't. God knows it probably could because she has terrible luck, but that is the plan.
So Winnie, for just a moment, this thing has wrapped itself around you, around your face. You take in a deep breath.
I don't like it.
You turn into mist and are able to slip through this thing. You almost feel like for like the last moment of your tangibility, you feel it tighten around, like the mist just is pushed outwards, and you use your 20 feet to slip just beyond that keyhole along with little Jeffrey. You are on the other side. Anything else for your turn?
Yes, I don't like that we're still in turns. Oh no. I would like to panic through the shell phone and say, hey, when you all come into the cave, excuse me, when you all come into the cave, be advised there is a very angry Cloak of the Manta Ray out there. It is big mad, and I am now on the other side of the door, and I don't know if I can open it for you, but I could try. But I'm not going to do it right now.
An angry cloak of the manta ray.
That's what it looks like. Also, now that I'm on the other side of the door, what do I see?
Nothing really. It's pretty dark in here. It is damp. You can hear the sound of water dripping very far away. It smells very musty in here. There are torch sconces that are not lit, and there is a stairway that seems to lead up and further in, where
Okay.
you can't necessarily see beyond that.
That's fine. I'm just gonna stay here for a minute. So yeah, just let me know when you're outside, and I'll keep
Okay.
you posted.
Right.
That's it for my turn.
Okay. Winnie, you
I'm gonna
we are
stay
going to
in
go out of
gaseous
combat.
form, just to be
Yeah.
clear, for the moment.
We are going to move out of combat. However, you will note the cloaker is going to slam itself against this iron door, unable to get through, but you will watch as little dents are kind of made from this
That's
creature. It is going to do one thing, however, I think because you can hear it. It does have an ability called Moan, so this creature is going to let out this like guttural, deep reverberating noise. I'll need a wisdom saving throw from you, please.
Oh. Am I wise? No. No, that's a... Oh. That's a 12, but... I
But
think...
yeah,
I'm gonna use my flash of genius, and because it's for me or another creature, for a saving throw, I'm gonna add 5, so that's 17. 17.
okay, that does it. You are not frightened of the, well, you're not mechanically frightened of the cloaker.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. That is all it can do. So we are technically out of combat order at this point, until anyone else happens to enter this cave. But you are here.
I just continue to hold little Jeffrey and like, shh, it's okay, little Jeffrey. They'll be here soon. It's okay.
It's fine. I've died before.
That's, yeah, you're probably immune to frightening.
You should try it sometime.
No, I think I'm okay.
Oh,
Where did you learn that?
I would fix you.
I desperately want to see if like an insight check or something would let me know like how likely that would be to work out. But honestly, I don't want to know the answer. So
I could put you back together.
yeah, okay. You're mummy's little angel.
Based off when he said an angry cloak of the manta ray, is there any way I can infer on what she's talking about?
You know, no roll. Winnie's attacked by a cloaker. Cloakers are, like, it's just in a cave. A cloak attacked her. It's you in your head for a second. It's just Winnie fighting with a coat that got like fell on her head. But then you're like,
No.
she's not. No.
What do I know about cloakers?
That you could roll for nature or arcana or maybe even history if you would have read a book about him.
I'm gonna do history because that's the only one I have a bonus in. 17.
Okay. Cloaker. So you had a kid's book, about cloakers, and it was a very scary book. But there was a lesson about always having a light with you because cloakers don't like light.
Okay, so Winnie just got attacked by a cloaker. Light is a good thing. They don't like lights. Let's go help Winnie. I'm gonna go back. We got what we needed. Scarlett, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm
She's just chilling.
just hanging out.
I'm imagining Scarlett taking a sip out of a flask, relaxing.
Yeah,
Found
yeah.
a nice Nerian bottle of wine.
There's
Like,
just a long sigh. Just
A little
I did-
glass of wine with her pinky up. Like
I
oh,
did
these
forget a
guys.
little bit of trauma just for Scarlett. Scarlett,
Oops.
because you did say swim into the bay, you do see all of the dead people from the longships that you killed with that psychic energy blast the last time that you were in the bay. Just dozens of skeletons.
Bold of you to assume that Scarlett feels guilt.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm going to bet your name was Ted and your name was Bert and you all had families.
That's
You.
unfortunate.
Oops.
A necromancer's
Basically
dream.
just-
Ooh, so many
yeah,
skeletons.
Acacia,
Mm.
did we mention the whole like?
No, I know
Yeah.
almost
Oh.
nothing
To
about
be
the first
clear-
5 episodes.
To
4 or
be
5
clear,
episodes.
They attacked us. We were on our way out.
Yeah,
We
and,
were
and,
leaving.
and shot
And
one
our
of Winnie's
ship was a
friends
ghost
in the back.
and got angry.
So what happened?
What happened
What
was
Was I
happened
wrong?
was when he met Vilcus, a Sahuagin friend and rival, a little bit like a Gary Ash Pokemon situation, who also is a treasure hunter. Vilcus did some information gathering and basically uncovered Ogden's dirty secret, which is that his vault is not impenetrable, that it actually was broken into somewhat recently by your dad, Curia. And Vilcus was going to be killed for finding out that information, because if people find out that, Ogden's vault is not unbreakable, they're going to keep trying. And so they were trying to take out Vilcus. Vilcus made it back as the Innocence was going to leave. And so Ogden was sending his men after Vilcus and to stop that information from leaving. And then Scarlett, at the time, because the Innocence was haunted, let out a psychic blast of undead energy that killed all of them.
We were just saving an innocent fish man. It was basically the shape of water, but without the kissing.
I don't think that's
I
how.
don't usually do the recaps for things that are like more than 6 episodes past.
basically.
Anyway, we're heading. At least I'm heading. I can't speak for everyone else.
Yeah, no, I'm right
No,
behind you.
go to the
I think you
cave.
fly faster than I do, so you're
Did
probably
you
leaving me behind.
mention the light thing in
I did.
Okay. Well, if anyone wants to, there's like a bunch of torches that aren't lit out there. You could just, keep an eye out for them maybe. Or there's sconces. I don't know if there's anything in them now that I think about it. I mean, I would know, but Eva doesn't
thought
remember.
about
if there's
preparing
anything.
daylight, but I decided against it.
Yeah, well, also if you don't want to burn
Dang it.
like any magical energy, like you could just light a torch or something, probably. Have we seen you use daylight before? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. It's gonna be dope. Love that spell.
It's so cool.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Acacia Proximus dive bombing down to the cave. Scarlett swimming around stealthily. We can say you all meet up before you go in individually, one by one. Together, entering this cave, you would find the similar situation that Winnie found. I'm going to say the main difference between everything, again, there's wall sconces, the chest is opened, the ship seems pretty much untouched, still moored. You notice that there is a rather large cloak hanging next to an iron door at the far end of the wall, unmoving.
I produce flame and start lighting wall sconces. I can throw it within 30 feet.
Yeah. Okay. I will say that as you are able to produce flame and you light wall sconce after wall sconce after wall sconce, making this a brightly lit area, as it is at this point that the cloaker begins to kind of shift, and you all notice that the cloak hanging next to it is in fact moving. I will get an initiative roll for you all at this point.
Did anyone else want to do anything? Because I wouldn't have done it until everyone was ready.
Sure.
I pulled my glaive, but I'm still invisible. I'd probably drop invisibility at that time. Like once it starts shifting.
Yeah.
Can I hear y'all out there, or have you mentioned that, like, what you're doing?
What if I would have?
And a 1, and a 2, and a go.
Yeah. Psychically all connected. Winnie, maybe you can hear the whoosh of fire lighting.
Okay, because I would try, like, if I knew they were there and, like, we were trying to fight this thing, like, I would try to open the door, like, drop gaseous form and try to open the door, like, to be present and available for this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does it open, or do I need to, like, roll something?
No,
Like, can I
the door
unlock
is
it?
locked. You could gaseous form your way back through, or you can lockpick.
Can I lockpick? It's
You can lockpick.
interesting that it's... Okay.
Locked from both sides.
Dirty 20.
That'll be enough. So you are able to click and get the door to unlock. Okay.
Hi!
So
Hi, fans.
And the cloaker turns and looks at Winnie, screeches, and goes to attach to her face. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Don't let me
Rolled a
down.
13.
Ooh,
15.
it's a dirty 20.
Okay, so Brox.
Gosh, what is going on today?
You're
You
doing so
should-
good. Keep it rolling until next week.
Winnie, what was yours? 16. Okay. So. Cool. Proximus, you're up first. The cloaker has turned to look at Winnie. It's a large creature, has these large manta ray-like wings that have folded out where it still has its claws kind of hanging from this wall sconce that it attached to, and again, red eyes, jagged teeth, has this to attach to Winnie's face, and has this long bony tail.
How far is it away from me? I would assume that I'm pretty close.
As Acacia was
yeah.
lighting, we could say you're within 20 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna move 15. I'm gonna move 5 feet in closer, and then I'm gonna lightning lure. Basically throwing out my hand and a lightning lash coming from it. It has to do a strength saving throw of 18.
Okay. Roll a 16 plus 3, so this is 19.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do so increase damage, blah blah blah. So 2d8. That is 7 points of damage. And then what I should have done first was use 3 sorcery points to summon Smokey out of a shadow in this well-lit area. So he'll come out as close as he can to me. And then I should have cast the spell, because then it would be at disadvantage. So anyway, here we are.
Okay, all good. Well-lit areas have the most shadows. Smokey is summoned and can do a bite attack if you wanted him to.
Oh yeah, that's right. Get him, boy.
Smokey lunges forward. If you want to roll 2d6, roll your attack, and then
Yeah. What's his?
Smokey has
+5.
+5 to hit.
Oh, that's only a 9.
Okay, yeah. Smokey trying to leap up at this thing that's flying a little bit, like chomps at the tail, misses, but still looks back at you like, huh? Are you good?
Good job, Smokey.
Acacia, it is your turn.
I'm going to hold out my staff at the cloaker, and I'm going to cast a guiding bolt at it.
Okay.
So, come on, give me the thingies for the guiding bolt. So, ranged spell attack, and that's gonna be... Okay, why aren't you doing it? Here we go. Dirty 20.
That'll do it.
And it's gonna be 46. It's not a lot of damage. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, but next attack gets an advantage on it as it sparkles.
Sparkly cloaker, which seems more enraged that it is giving off light itself now at this point. Anything else for your turn?
Just because I can, I'll probably cast Shillelagh.
Cool.
On my staff.
All right. Right next to Winnie, it is going to try to make its attack. These attacks do have disadvantage because it is now in a lit area. So let's see. That was a nat 20. God damn it. That's still 16. 16 plus 6, 22. Winnie, again, you were going to take 11 points of piercing damage, and the cloaker is going to wrap around you again. So again, blinded, unable to breathe, essentially restrained, and you can use a DC 16 strength check to get that off. Otherwise, with Smokey right there, it is going to use its tail to attack. So let's see, with disadvantage. That does not hit. That's only an 8 to hit Smokey, and I don't even think that that beats a Direwolves. Yeah, Direwolves have 14. So the tail attack misses, and that is That is all that the cloaker has for this turn. So
Why-
Winnie.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the direwolf in, because I have it up on D&D Beyond, it says
Sure.
19. Is that right? Or is he
A
taking
19 AC?
19 AC natural
No.
armor?
No, I've got the direwolf
okay.
pulled up. It says 14.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is basic rules. Does it say where yours is from? If you scroll down, there should be a little black ink right beneath
at the
like
bottom?
character image. Yeah.
It says monster manual.
Send me a link of what you got. But
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
show you.
send you a screenshot. Yeah,
Cool.
no worries.
Winnie, it's your turn.
Yeah. What I would like to do is, I really don't like this being all like wrapped up in this thing so many times. It's icky and gross. I don't like it. I'm gonna click my heels and use my boots of the winding path to move 10 feet to disappear and move 10 feet to the, I guess 15 feet to an unoccupied space somewhere I've already been, I guess close to the boat? Question mark?
So the boots of unwinding path can teleport you? Is that what you're doing?
Yep. Creature can
Okay.
teleport up to 15 feet as a bonus action. That's exciting. I'm glad I read it because I was going to absolutely use it as an action. That should work, right? To get me out of there?
Yeah, you can teleport. Absolutely.
Cool. And as soon as I'm free, I'm going to say, get him, little Jeffrey! And turn southern for some reason, all of a sudden. And little Jeffrey is going
Yes,
to...
Mal.
Smack him with his little shark hand and give him the old shock and grasp.
Okay, you don't want to do the ranged attack?
No.
I know you often forget it exists, which is the only reason that I'm bringing it up.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
But also, little Jeffrey would have been like right there, so it makes more sense
Sure.
to do like a touch.
Okay.
Which is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Which is going to be, I'm just going to click this. I should have clicked that because it's going to take forever. Someone smarter than me is going to have to help me figure out how to make this faster. 14 damage.
14 damage? Okay.
Lightning, whatever.
All right. 14 lightning damage. All right. Yeah, this cloaker looking very upset that its prey has eluded it twice now. Let's see. Scarlett, you're up next.
Sorry. I just realized.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That was technically little Jeffrey's turn.
Sure. I'm sorry.
Firebolt him
Yeah.
from where I am. 18, 28.
28 hits.
And I'm sorry, I should have done all this together. That is going to be a 0, apparently. 27.
Okay. Damn. All right. Anything else for your turn, Winnie? Cool. Scarlett, go for it.
I would like to cast Lightning Bolt, and I would
Mhm.
also like to cast that as a careful spell,
Okay. Yeah.
in case anyone is in the vicinity, and it's 5 foot wide, so
Mm-hmm.
just in case. It says 18 dex save.
Okay. I don't know if we're gonna make that.
Good.
We don't make that. Yeah, go for it.
It's 21 points of damage.
Scarlett, how do you finish this thing off?
Ooh.
Is it technically flammable?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna do it because it says it lightning ignites flammable objects. It's a flammable object.
It smells so bad
Oh god.
in here.
No. Oh,
Oh,
no.
Like a cave, you're like burning like living leather a little bit. It's screeching. It just it just
I
flops to the ground. Yeah, it's not great.
I've been in
Just let it
caves where
take
it's
winning.
just like settled water, just stale.
Moist.
Just have Can I just immediately cast like prestidigitation?
Yes, you may.
I'll back you up on that too.
I'm so sorry.
Prestidigitation as a reaction.
3 competing cleansing scents.
Smells like pledge now.
All right.
It's the equivalent of putting Vicks Vapor Rub like right underneath your nose.
Menthol and lemon and
Love it.
lavender for some reason.
Oh, beautiful.
Fresh linen.
Yes.
So now in this this well-lit cavern, the door unlocked for you all. What would you all like to do?
Can I check and see if the key would have unlocked it?
The keys that you have? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll note you have 3 keys on the key ring that you stole. None of the keys would work in this door.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good. That means that the Imperials don't know this door is here.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's a good thing.
Winnie, are you okay?
It's just a little more trauma to add to the fire.
Can you hold it off until we get back to the ship?
Yeah, I'm real good at compartmentalizing. Yeah. Constance has come a long way in her correspondence course. I'll schedule some time with her. It's fine. Sometimes
Maybe
I
we need
talk
to hire
Jeffrey
therapists for the
and
ships.
cry myself to sleep.
Right.
Pirates
I
looking
don't
for
sleep.
therapists. Pay well.
I just trance. It's fine.
I never sleep.
Sleep is where you get to process things throughout the day, but elves don't get that. Elves just sit there for 4 hours, trapped between the waking world and the sleeping
Winnie,
realms.
Winnie, do you want a hug?
Who said that? Acacia! Yes! Please! Thank you! Oh, I love Acacia hugs. It's fine.
Give Winnie a big ol' hug.
Oh.
Pat, pat, pat.
Little Jeffrey
Oh,
tries to, like,
goodness.
get in there in, like, an awkward third, like...
He's
Just
like
one
clinging to one of my
squeezes.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is for me.
Oh goodness.
Welcome to my nightmare cave.
Not ready for nightmare caves.
You did a good job clearing it out, I think. Anyway,
Oh.
there's stairs. They go up. Pretty sure.
Is this a good place for us to start exploring?
If we
The
haven't
music
already,
is throwing me off because it's like
if we haven't
fight
already
music.
been,
Like,
you're hearing fight music.
yeah. Well,
You are?
it's yeah. I must be.
I was like,
I'm-
this is that.
Maybe I
Heard
need to
some tinkly
refresh.
stuff.
Okay.
no,
Oh
this
yeah.
is like
there
the
we
nice piano music.
This is faster paced mystery, okay?
go. Yeah, I'm on
I was like, this
like
gives
a
me like
like a
tension.
tiger loop.
Oh,
So
yeah, no.
Oh,
Alright, my
damn.
bad.
Okay,
No.
well,
Yeah, I'm
it
way
shouldn't be
far
playing
behind.
This is
that.
so funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll refresh that. But
Michael's like, why are you all relaxing?
yeah.
We-
Something's happening.
Something else here? Yeah.
We should probably. I don't see us going back. I knew this was supposed to be a scouting mission, but we already found it. Are we ready to go in?
I think at least going in far enough to see what's next. Although you're right.
Right.
Once we go in, we're probably not coming back out. But
We
I'm not
upgrade
ready.
the ships and head in.
We
Wow.
we
it really occurred to me that we had 10 days in which I could have like healed up an owlbear and a chimera and the other one,
yeah.
Manticore?
The
Manticore.
Manticore.
And sure heckin' didn't. It's fine. All right.
There's next time if we're not dead.
Yeah.
I refuse to die.
I'm fine. I mean, like, who are we gonna bring with us
It's on
anyway?
principle at this point.
Like, I'm feeling pretty good. A little,
Is
not
anybody
keen on
hurt?
tight spaces, but just a little scratch, but I'll be okay. Just a little, like, squeezy. Like, I think my ribs are a little bruised. We could just, like, hang out for a little bit and keep going. Mechanically, like, we don't take a lot of short rests, but, like...
We really don't.
We don't have a warlock in the party anymore.
So, can I cast a spell? Question out of character and in character. Are we definitely going in? Going in.
Yeah.
I'm not married
definitely.
to. I'm convinced otherwise, but I'm absolutely fine going in.
Okay, so I think before we go in, Derek, and before we end, I want to cast 2 spells. First one, I want to cast Dark Vision just so I have that cast on me.
Sure.
Enable Dark Vision. Have Dark Vision. And the second one I want to cast is 3rd or 4th. Is it 4th or 4th level? Is a 4th level spell. I want to cast Locate Creature.
Nice.
For Ogden.
Okay.
Beautiful.
What is distance on that?
1,000 feet.
Okay. Is that impeded by anything?
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. No. As long as
long
you've
does
seen
it
the
last?
creature.
Or is it like a
1 hour.
It's an hour.
Okay.
Spell can't locate it. It doesn't have anything. Oh, the spell can't locate a creature if running water at least 10 feet wide blocks a direct path between you and the creature. That's the only restriction.
That's really interesting. That's a really
That's
interesting
like a river?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a river, an ocean, yeah, lake even. Well, I guess
Probably
a lake
not an
might not be.
ocean within 1,000 feet.
A creek?
It's so weird. Describe.
Or if you're from
yeah.
the Midwest, a creek.
The spell can look at a specific creature known to your nearest creature. So as long as you've seen within 30 feet at least once,
or if the creature you
is
described
described to you, right?
Yeah.
So how do you know where they are? You can sense the direction to the creature's location as long as. Oh, I got you. Okay,
Yeah.
It's like a
that
little
works. So you have.
compass feeling.
Yeah, you get a little fucking Skyrim arrow. Sure.
I'm actually using my staff, kind of using it as a telling
like
you
a
where to
dowsing
go.
rod?
Like a dowsing rod, yeah.
Fucking
So
I love
good.
that. Love that. Fantastic. Yes. You may absolutely do that. So, your staff, I think, is going to give you can sense as long as the creature isn't moving. Okay, I think this. What I'm going to tell you is like there's like as a crow flies, and there's also the path that you can take. I think you might get both, but like maybe your staff lights up different. Maybe it's different vibrations. You kind of get a different idea whether your staff GPS how it's working. For Ogden, you identify he is in fact on the 1,000 feet of you.
That's the hard thing. I think it's like direct path though, the shortest distance.
So it'd be just whatever direction he was in, regardless if we had to veer off.
Weirdly enough, I think where you are now, you are likely within 1,000 feet of Ogden, and your staff points like as directionally, almost like it point right above. But the path that you need to go is you can either go like back out, or you can go further in that iron door. Either will be a path that can get you there. Like if there was a little like icon, like like your little Baldur's Gate icon, it would pinpoint the manor as the place that you would need to go.
Friends, I'm having regrets on the types of spells I was preparing, because there was a spell I was debating on preparing for this. Where is it? It's a 4th level spell. Where is it? I think it's like transmute rock or something, but it basically turns a bunch of rock to mud, and it specifically talks about if you're targeting a ceiling, how it just go.
Right.
That's pretty good.
I have regrets.
That's a good trick. I mean, we could go back to the ships and take a nap, or we could nap here. But if you want to like go back and like,
no,
I
it's
mean,
fine.
I can always do more with more acid. Like, I probably should have just like thrown some in the bag, but
transmute rock. That's what it was.
yeah, that's a good one.
But no, up there. That's the direct direction.
What I would like to do is pull out my cartographer's tools. Or wait. No, wait, I have to turn. I have to turn my alchemist tools into it, don't I?
Isn't that like an hour?
Yeah. 1 hour of uninterrupted work. No, I need to have my thieves' tools or artisans' tools. It doesn't say it replaces them, though. In which case, I still have my cartographer's tools, right, Derek?
Mm.
I leave it to you ultimately, but
You could have your cartographer's tools on you. You have a bag of holding. You'd be able to store tools in there if you wanted to.
I would like to start a sketch of where we are, and then the general direction of, and Winnie always knows which way north is.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's a fairly accurate thing to be able to pinpoint, the line, right, more or less, of where the staff is pointing. If I could, I would like to do that. Please and thank you.
Okay. Give me a survival check, please.
Yes, and I do recognize that we are also talking about the y-axis. Axis. 16.
Yeah, pretty good idea that you think you know where Ogden would be. It's not a straight, vertical line that where Acacia's staff was pointing. It's more angled, further into the cliff face itself, but above you, roughly within 1,000 feet.
Could I also make a note on my map, or I would like to also make a note of the degree from sea level, from our current position that Ogden is, that the staff is pointing?
Yeah, a 15 degree.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll shove it back into little Jeffrey. I really shouldn't phrase it that way.
Just cramming it down into his mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where we're going to end, unless there's any other preparation you all wanted to do before you decide to move forward. Just for my edification, are we going up the stairs beyond the iron door? Are we backtracking to go up to the manor? Are you going back to the ships to rest? What's the next step for? What's your next immediate plan here?
Beyond the Iron Door is such a great title.
We were going in because that's why I cast the spell.
Gotcha. Yep, that's what I thought.
And then
make sure.
Yeah, if we're going in, then the first thing I would do before we go in is cast Pass Without a Trace for all of us.
I like that.
But
that's nice.
we can.
We'll do stealth rolls next time.
Right.
What I will tell you all, just to get us to the essentially the stopping points, you all have an idea of necessarily what comes next. You all travel up the stairs quietly. They are carved from the stone of the cliff face itself. It's only a short set of stairs, and maybe only they go up 10 feet to a more platformed area. And you look around at this circular room, which has a couple of statues carved into it. You can see that there is a weapons rack with some maintained but simple looking weapons on it. A couple of essentially distraction smoke grenades are sitting on a table as well. And then there's something that you all probably haven't seen since Bleak Watch. I think there's an elevator. There is a platform lift which is built into the floor with a control panel that seems to extend upwards into an abyssal darkness above.
That's fine.
It's great.
I wouldn't worry
Totally
about
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be looking for any notes from Dad
An abyssal
on the walls.
darkness.
That's where we're going to end things this week. Thank you all for joining us. Again, I apologize about my... But hey, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. We really appreciate it. Just being able to do this with other folk hanging out. Love seeing other people chatting in chat. Again, if you would like to show any type of appreciation financially, especially towards this cast, you can do so as long as you are willing and able. Both those things are very important together through pally.gg. Fantastic tool that we have found that evenly distributes anything that you are, again, willing and able to tip. Yeah, everything's much appreciated. You can impact our game. You can give us even more black spots. This one was a fun little one just because I've never gotten to use a cloaker before. But yeah, more stuff to come. So check us out next week. We'll be back. I'm going to have these lovely folks say a little bit about themselves and where you can find more of them. And then we'll do some channel stuff and wrap things up and let you get back to your night because the sun is still out. Daylight savings time, at least in the US, has given us a little bit of sun in the evenings, and I don't want to take any more of it from you. So let's go ahead and go around. Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello, I am Mary. You can find me on all applicable social media at Archmage of Dice. Yeah, this is what I'm really doing right now, just this. I am also, I don't know if it's been posted on the social medias yet, but I am looking for players to run some GM-less one-shots over on Neon Lights Roleplay. So I don't know, check out their Twitter, see if anything's been posted there. Other than that, you can find me this coming Thursday at, I think, 4 p.m. Pacific, and I will be co-hosting with Eva as we interview the creator of Printweaver, N.L. Morrison.
Absolutely. Very excited for that. We'll skip over Eva because I believe she's literally wrangling cats right now. So, Mikyl.
Hey fam, I'm Mikyl. You can find me at Mikyl Sandoval, MIKYL SANDOVAL, at Twitter, Instagram, BlueSky, Tumblr. But you can find most of my energy is spent in the Sword and Key Discord, where I drop a lot of my art and forget to put it on all the rest of my socials. So if you want to see the stuff that I do, like this art here, and talk and chat and whatever, everything, my brain lost thought. Then check me out there. Yeah, that's it. This is what I do right here.
And you do it so well. Yes, especially thank you to Mikyl as always for the artwork you can see on screen. You can literally go back through our Discord, through our shows, even our previous posts of shows, and see how much Mikyl has grown in his skill and in his work, and it's so incredible to see. And we're so very appreciative of the work that he does. Please go follow Mikyl, especially on Instagram, MIKYLSANDOVAL, Sandoval. That's how I remember now. Please go check him out on Instagram at that, and yeah, definitely join our Discord to see even more of that stuff, and also like commission him, get some stuff done. It's pretty good. It's pretty great. It's worth it. Eva, we'll backtrack to you real quick. Anything that you would like to share?
Hi, I'm Eva. You can find me almost always here, either on screen, sometimes DMing, also sometimes just lurking behind the scenes. I do a lot of different things. I don't know how much I can say, but I am going to be over on another channel here soon for a 4-part Trophy Dark series. I'm very excited. I think that pretty much does it for me. You can find me erratically on mostly Twitter at this point. I'm really bad about social media. I'm so sorry, y'all. But the Eva Serrate. Or in the Discord. Yeah, come hang out with us. We're good times.
Or your beacons.
Yeah, but that kind of leads to places that I don't hang out so much. So that's misleading.
Fair enough.
I do have a beacons, which you can find me accurately, but not necessarily vocally.
Fair enough. Last but absolutely not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I've been your Siren Storm Sorcerer, Scarlett Choice. Yeah, you can find me on most socials at KMC. If you can't find me there, @_. I'm just doing this for now. It's fine.
I can't tell you all how lucky that I feel to have so many exclusive folks who are so incredible and wonderful at the things that they do. I'm not going to say that I'm like a greedy or jealous person, but there is something very nice about having people who are so incredible and like, have them over yourself a little bit. It's nice.
I do want to apologize to Eva for accidentally running into Cloakers on Wednesday night playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Derek, and that might have inspired today. And I want to apologize.
I will honestly say that it came to mind as like, this is going to seem like it's inspired, but honestly, it was just me looking up certain CRs that wouldn't outright kill you, but also fun things that I wanted to use. And hey, Cloaker's early in the alphabet, and it made sense, and it was also going to be in a cave.
They're very good.
Yeah.
We're down one black spot.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
And you got a black spot
Oh,
otherwise.
Two more to go.
Give us boons, people.
Plus, my brain also went, Winnie's gonna touch the cloak. Like, Winnie's gonna touch the cloak.
I was trying to be so good by not, like, picking it up. But yeah.
Cloak. Yeah.
It's a shame you don't speak its languages.
You just boop it.
What does it speak?
Yeah. I don't think it speaks anything, oddly enough. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Deep
Undercommon,
speech and
deep
undercommon.
speech.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh man, the
One
one
of these
character I don't take
days-
undercommon on.
We're gonna have a talk about if anything speaks Abyssal, because if they don't, I would like to swap it out for something, because...
You might want to. We might swap it. I don't know. We're not like doing a lot of demonic stuff in
Because
this
if
game.
I never
but
would have had a place
Believe
to
it or not, the
learn
packs
it.
are all written and done and like X'd out.
So,
Yeah.
so
Do you wanna learn
Proximus, your
Sylvan?
boy, can actually speak deep speak, deep speech. So
You could have
I
befriended
should have
it.
probably talked to it before I tried to learn it.
It's
Oh, well.
fine. It was already angry.
I'm just saying maybe I could
My
like
bad.
retcon my language, because if nobody
Proximus
uses
just
it,
heard it go, I'm gonna eat your face! And then it like launched at Winnie.
You guys didn't hear that also? 'Cause I
Oh,
heard
Dare, you
that.
could have given the cloaker the fucking Kermit voice.
I'm gonna eat your face! Yeah, my
Too
cave!
late. Nope, you gotta save it for something else.
Yeah.
Derek, what about you? Where can people find you?
I don't know. They can find me places. DSword16 on most social medias. Although I highly recommend you check out Sword and Key's social media before mine, because most of my shit is just retweeting the stuff that I go and post on Sword and Key. Sword and Key, you can find all of our stuff at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. There you can find links to join our Discord. You can find our discount codes, like I said, for Greenleaf Geek Dice, for Eldritch Foundry, if you want to make some miniatures. If you're looking for TTRPGs and dice, TTRPG accessories and dice, I should say, Greenleaf Geek Dice is a fantastic place to check out. If you're looking for custom minis and you don't want to go over to the big name in it, go over to the second biggest name, the one that's actually giving them some good, decent competition and has some really cool, unique stuff over there. You could also subscribe to get those STIs. One of them's a sex
No.
thing. Yep.
STLs.
St. Louis, that's
Definitely
on the road.
STLs. Don't go pick up STIs and
Don't
pay
get
for 'em.
STIs online.
Please
That's
don't
weird.
pay for
That's-
them.
Yeah.
Golly.
Don't pay for those. Don't get a subscription for those. You can check out all that. You can also check out our ongoing charity campaigns that we might have, as well as the Pally account for this game and any other games where we might be trying to compensate our players for all of their efforts. So you can find all of that, all the socials and everything else at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find most of our social media at Sword and Key with underscores between the three words, sword underscore and underscore key. You can also check out all of the stuff that we have coming up. If you hang out on our Discord, we have our calendar posted there. Some of the upcoming things are, what is today? There we go. Again, today is Mare's birthday. Very happy birthday to Mare. Also, a very happy birthday to Alex, who featured on the Harbingers game. Who's also looking to do some more stuff on the channel here. At 10 a.m. today, we had the Sword and Tea with Kristen Randall, who's the author of the No Girlfriend Rule. So you can check that out in our VODs. It was a fantastic interview that Eva and LD ran. Let's see. Tomorrow we have Trophy Dark back at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's also St. Patrick's Day. We're not necessarily doing anything like special for St. Patrick's Day, but yeah, it'll just be a chill day to hang out and definitely check out Trophy Dark. It'll be a good time. We are going to try again to do Gate Night, which is going to be on the 19th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That is a game that LD, Shadow, and I are trying to do of Baldur's Gate 3. We are trying to stream our first video game on Sword and Key. We had the worst internet I've ever seen here on the last time we tried on the 12th. So hopefully Tuesdays aren't going to be a pain in the ass about that. So we're going to try again on the 19th, see if we can get this off the ground. On the 21st, as Mara mentioned, at 4 p.m. Pacific time, there is another Sword and Tea, which again is our chat show, with NL Morrison talking about Print Weaver. On Friday the 22nd, we have the return of our Sword and Key movie nights on our Discord, which you can join through our beacons. We're going to be watching Spirited Away, as we are trying to do one Ghibli movie per month. Horizon Skull will be back on the 23rd. We will be playing weekly, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Trophy Dark will be wrapping up on the 24th on that Sunday, again, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then we have the return of Monster Crush. Monster Crush is a podcast I do with LD, my good friend LD, where we talk about different cryptid creatures and miscellaneous monsters. It is a pan-romantic monster engagement where we just talk about Mothman butts, and it's going to be really good. This one... we haven't recorded yet, so I can't tell you exactly what it's going to be, but I'm thinking it's going to get a little Lovecraftian for a little March Madness. Gate night should be a weekly thing, so that will, if we can get this off the ground, will happen on the 19th, 26th, 2nd, so on. Let's see. That pretty much gets us through the month of March. There's not too much left. We're looking to do more in April, and maybe bring back Humblewood for season 2. We will also have additional games out with applications, so you can always check out our Discord first, social media second for how we post those. I have a message. It says we're going to be rating Foozka, Foozca. So go show some love over there. I apologize. One more moment. I'm so sorry. Fortunately, you can't catch this through the internet. Lucky you. Okay. Take care of yourselves. Be kind. Do good things in the world. Use your money wisely. Support great causes. And until next time, fair winds, following seas, brave mariners. We'll see you.